B1 family. Oh man. Man, I think this is the latest live I've ever done. I don't think I've done a live this late. Right now my time is close to like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I know this probably isn't gonna get the typical amount of views it gets, but I got to put this out here. I gotta settle this. Let me put my phone on the charger, excuse me. I gotta settle this so that way I can move on to other subjects so we can nip this in the bud. I'm assuming this is probably gonna, get a lot of views in the morning. I'm not really worried about the views right now because people are gonna see it in all due time. People are gonna see it in all due time. Our brother Nino Black is in here. Shout out to Nino Black. Salute to everybody watching. If this is your first time to this channel, welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you have not done so and leave a like. I greatly appreciate it. These things help the Black First channels grow. I appreciate all the support from our certified B1 society. Now, if you guys are not following me on Twitter, which is the Afro Elite on Twitter, you guys should be doing that because if you have not been, and if you have not been aware of what's been going on, you might be a little lost, but I'm going to try to explain everything from the jump, the from the beginning to the end, and fill everybody in because I know I have some subscribers who are not on Twitter. So they kind of been looking like, okay, I see the spaces every now and then, but they only see the spaces that I record, that I host. I haven't put out like their spaces with the exception of the time that Sonny invited me in and I recorded that conversation. Hold on. Sounds kind of muffled. Hold on, let me see something. Let me see something in. Hold on. Is it sounding any better now? Check on something real quick. I'm about to check my app. Yep, Tim, brother Tim is in here. I'm checking the sound right now. I haven't done. Did some adjustments to the mic. Hold on. Yep, Tim, brother Tim is in here. I'm checking the sound right now. I haven't done. Did some adjustments to the. Is okay. Okay, it's better. It's better. Thank you, Nino. Salute to the mods. Salute to the mods. Okay, so you guys want to be following me so you guys won't be lost because like I said, I've only recorded or I've only posted the clips, not the clips, the spaces from the YouTube channels on YouTube, I mean, for the spaces I hosted. And there's a lot of other spaces in between that. So if you guys are not aware of like the spaces I've been into or the spaces like Nino has hosted or the spaces Black Alpha has hosted, all of those spaces kind of add into this. All of those spaces add in. So that's why it's important for you guys to be following me on Twitter. Now, if you guys have not been, I'm going to do my best to fill you in. Okay. So in January this year, January, specifically towards the end, Tariq Nasheed made a YouTube video on his YouTube channel asking the question, does immigration benefit FBA? He did that specifically on the 22nd of January, 23rd of January. I'm sorry. Later, there were some other people on January, like the very next week, on the 27th, who made a Twitter space, which is like an online forum type of conversation. You guys are very familiar with it. I've done Twitter spaces, I've posted that on YouTube, so you're familiar with it. Whether you're following me or not, you of course at least know what it is. Now, this group, and I will give credit where credit is due. I will always give credit where credit is due, even if I dislike the group. Now, currently, when I was first apart, when I first saw the group, this was prior to them going viral. They had about 20 to 30 people watching them. I saw Secure the Tribe. They had like 20 or 30 people watching them. This is before they went viral. They was talking about, reparations and everything. And as you guys know, I am a full breed African foundational Black American. I was about to say African American. Blasphemy. Foundational Black American, right? So I'm all about, reparations. I'm all about, us doing what we're supposed to do as far as, delineating, if I can use that word. I kind of don't want to. But as far as separating ourselves, I'm all about that. So I was rocking with them from the beginning. Now, in the beginning, from what I remember, it was, hold on. In the beginning, from what I remember, it was really only 4 people who was really constantly using Secure the Tribe hashtag. It was Male, it was Booby, it was Sunny, and it was JL. Those are the 4 people who were like Secure the Tribe. Everybody else was like kind of in and kind of out, but that was it. They went live. That's the live I had discussed before previously on this channel. That was the 12-hour live with Tariq Nasheed, and that turned from, does immigration in general benefit FBA, and then Nigerians specifically, but a whole bunch of Black immigrants came in and they kind of took offense to it, especially the Nigerians, but we already discussed that in a previous space. So long story short, after they went viral, and they did go viral, I will give them their credit for going viral. Okay? Although it was a lot of other factors in that, especially due to the fact that, Tariq was in the space. They keep acting like they did it by themselves. Tariq was in the space with them. I will give them their credit. They was doing their thing for hours before Tariq popped up. So I will give them their credit where credit is due. You always have to do that. That's a part of being honorable, is giving the person the credit that they deserved. But they didn't do it by themselves. I was even in the space. I didn't speak in the space, but I was even in the space. Everybody pretty much in the B1 society was in the space. So they had all of certified Black society's audience in the space. Because when you're in the space, the way Twitter spaces work, when you're in the space, people who follow you can see you in that space. So they had everybody in that space. So it was really a group effort thing. I will give them their credit for starting it. I'm not trying to take that away from them, but it was a group effort thing. And then because Tariq literally had the same topic a few days ago, so he probably saw it on the Twitter space, jumped in, and then next thing you know, the ball got rolling, and then they went viral. Okay, that's cool. They went viral. Then they started to, I guess, expand, where they started to make a group. They started to talk about delineation. They started to talk about, securing the tribe, which originally they said that it was not a group. It was just a hashtag for Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. I mean, when I first was, rocking with Secure the Tribe, I'm thinking Secure the Tribe is kind of like an action. Secure the tribe is something that you do. So I'm not thinking it's a group at all. I'm thinking it's something that we're talking about as far as getting reparations. So I was in their spaces. I was never a part of the group, but I was in their spaces, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna participate in their spaces. I'm gonna say what I have to say about reparations, about history, about separating from tethers and all that. I was on that 100%. Then I started to notice they started to act a little bit funny, where they would call people out on the timeline and kind of be a little dramatic, and I was like, it's interesting. That's interesting. Now, towards February, we had the thing with Mason, Tennessee, and as you guys know, and shout out to D Tubman about that, because me and D Tubman worked together to get that put out on YouTube, so you guys can check that out on my channel and her channel. But the Mason, Tennessee thing happened, and that's kind of really where my red flags was up. My red flags wasn't all the way up from the beginning, because I wasn't really in their rooms like that. I was like in there, I would say a couple of things, they'd be like, yeah, Afro, cool Afro, and then I'm bound. I'm gone, right? So I wasn't really in there like that. Mason, Tennessee, we all know about the situation with the comptroller trying to take over the small town of Mason, Tennessee, because the city of the Ford was going to put a plant there, and it was going to create like a big economic boom for the city, and it's a mostly black resident, is pretty much almost 100% black residents. And the comptroller didn't want the black residents to get that. So we're not going to necessarily pull out all the details, but KD started the Mason, Tennessee hashtag, or the Save Mason TN hashtag. I will say that. Now, I did see other hashtags. I'm not sure what the first hashtag was, but when she came up with the Save Mason TN hashtag, that was the hashtag that everybody jumped on board with. I jumped on board with that hashtag. She started a GoFundMe. I was sharing the GoFundMe. If you remember, me and our brother Torian Rain, we did a whole video talking about saving Mason, and we had the fundraiser in the description. We had that when we were doing that. I recently just got an email today about, because I guess they're pulling the money out of the GoFundMe. So I have proof that I've donated to the GoFundMe. I was fully on board with the GoFundMe. When Judge Joe Brown came into the space that we were in, and he said, well, the GoFundMe is the direction is kind of wrong. You shouldn't be trying to pay back the debt that's owed. You can be making a GoFundMe for some other reasons. Okay, our brother Tim said we all did. Kevin said donated multiple times to save Mason. Now, the whole society, all B1 people, we all wanted Mason to be saved. We were all on board with that. Secure the Tribe wants to take 100% credit for they want to take 100% credit for quote unquote saving Mason, Tennessee, when that was a group effort. Whether you was in Secure the Tribe or whether you was not in Secure the Tribe, everybody wanted Mason, Tennessee saved. Nobody wanted the comptroller to do his hostile takeover of Mason, Tennessee. Nobody wanted that at all. So everybody, when they saw not the hashtag, but the hashtag too, but everybody, when they saw the hashtag, everybody, when they saw the GoFundMe, we were donating, we were sharing, we were popping up in the spaces. So everybody was fully on board with that. Now, when Judge Joe Brown was in the space, and this is the space that I recorded, and like I said, me and D Tubman worked on putting that on YouTube. Judge Joe Brown said, what we should really be doing. Long story short, he said, the GoFundMe is misdirected. We shouldn't be trying to pay the money back to the comptroller or to the debt. If anything, you can make a donation or a GoFundMe for maybe legal representation, or maybe to help the citizens in the town, because their taxes might go up, to try to help pay back the debt at a certain point in time. So I was thinking, okay, so now this GoFundMe is going to shut down. Everybody's going to get their money back. And now that we have the judge who has a lot of knowledge as far as things like this, he has a lot of experience and wisdom as far as legal things like this. And nobody in like our group is like a judge with his experience, or a lawyer with his experience, or any political figure with his experience. So I'm thinking that, okay, well, this is the most sound person, the most experienced person telling us to go in a different direction. I figured the GoFundMe would shut down and we would all go in a different direction. But they didn't. They didn't do anything to the GoFundMe at all. And I kind of looked at that like that's a little interesting that they kept the GoFundMe up. Now the thing is with GoFundMe's, when you start a campaign for a GoFundMe, whether that's for a school, whether that's for a family, whether that's for anything whatsoever at all, you can't change the reason for the GoFundMe after people have already donated. If, let's say, I made a GoFundMe, family, I need a new cell phone. I need a brand new cell phone. My cell phone cracked. I don't know how I'd even make a GoFundMe if my cell phone cracked. But let's say I need a new cell phone or I need a new laptop, right? And I had $1,000 for a brand new laptop for my YouTube channel. I can't make the GoFundMe get up to 500 and say, "Oh, don't worry, family. I got a new laptop. So now I'm just gonna use the GoFundMe for a new TV or for a new microphone." I can't legally do that because I had already made the GoFundMe for a specific purpose, for a specific reason. And people have already donated for that specific reason. The people who donated for the laptop, they might not have donated if they knew it was for a microphone or if they knew it was for a TV or for whatever other reason. So that's why you can't, okay, I want you to donate for this reason. And then the second you donate, be all like, actually, I'm going to just use it for this. You can't legally do that. And GoFundMe is known for shutting down the actual GoFundMe site is known for shutting that down because people try to finesse like that. So I kind of bagged off. Now, this is where I saw JL and KD get into it because I scrolling through and I saw JL question KD on the timeline about it. She was like, okay, so like kind of what's going on about the Mason, Tennessee thing. At this time, KD was a certified member of Secure the Tribe. I saw KD go off on her. And I messaged I messaged both of them. I messaged KD and I messaged JL. I'm all like, hey, what's like, because I'm starting to hear a lot of arguments around where the money is going with Mason, Tennessee. And I was all like, this is weird because we were all in that space and we were all like applauding and I thought we were all on the same page. So now I'm seeing these two argue on the timeline. So I'm like, out of respect, so I don't jump into any conclusions, let me figure out like what is going on. So I messaged them. I'm all like, hey, like I'm seeing y'all beef on the timeline when y'all was both sharing the Mason Tennessee hashtag. So what, like, is something going on? Because I want to know, because I got my name in this. I jumped full-fledged up in this. I dived into this because I was trying to do my best to save Mason, Tennessee. So I'm all like, hey, if like something going on or whatnot. But I looked at the question that JL asked, and it seemed like it was in good faith, and KD just kind of snapped off. So I'm all like, okay, let me just I'm messaging both because I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. KD just said, you know what? Oh, just ignore it. Leave it alone. Just, thank you for what you're doing. Just ignore her. JL told me the situation of what happened, and then she told me a lot of other stuff of what's been happening behind the scenes of Secure the Tribe. And that kind of confirmed some suspicions that I had. It says spell check Afro. Somebody said spell check Afro. Spell check what? Spell check what? Are you talking to me when you say that, or are you talking something else? She was talking about. Oh, she was like, maybe soon. Antonio FBA. Oh, and shout out to Antonio. Oh, he miss. Oh, okay. I thought I misspelled something. Oh, shout out to everybody in here. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and we're in here 40 plus deep. So Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. I was just wanting to make sure I didn't make a mistake. So I'm messaging, and then I started to pull back, and then I started to see how Secure the Tribe kind of got like, kind of would act as if they're above reproach, they're above criticism, and nobody can question them. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, all right. I noticed like y'all starting to act like a group, but you guys are saying you're not a group. I was still rocking with them for a little bit. I would just hop in their spaces. But then I decided to start making my own spaces. I'm all like, okay, well, I'm gonna start making my own spaces then. You know, that because I agree with what y'all saying about reparations and about, us delineating. I agree with that. Let me make my own spaces because I feel like some of y'all spaces can get a little dramatic sometimes. So I was starting to make my own spaces. No offense, but I looked at them. I'm all like, they probably are in good faith, but they're not the sharpest tools in the shed, so to speak. So let me jump in there. So I started making my own spaces. Then I was in one space with somebody named Check, God bless his soul, has seems like he has some type of issues, like emotional issues. He keeps going back and forth with the tribe. He's in the tribe one day, he's out the tribe this day. He's telling everybody to forget about Secure the Tribe, screw Secure the Tribe, they're garbage, all that. Then he's saying no, they're not. I love Secure the Tribe, Mama, Queen Elizabeth, Yaya. I love you to death. Then it's screw the he's the one who started Secure the Cult. He was the one who first publicly started calling it a cult. So Check, you feel me? You feel me? Check was like, and everybody in here who knows you feel me knows who Check was. I was in a room with Check and Volvo, and Check was just saying some weird stuff. He's all like, "Oh," because that's when they started taking the ancestry stuff and they started like going way, way, way back with it, like doing kind of like the most. They was like, "Oh, you know what? We are." They dropped the term black. That's when the whole black is dead stuff popped up. They was all like, "We should stop calling ourselves black because black is dead. Black is dead. We should stop calling ourselves black. We should just call ourselves American Indian." And we're aboriginal to North America. And Vovo was all like, "Hey, you know what that means, right? If we drop the term black and we just say we're aboriginal to North America, you can, I mean, a lot of other people can kind of say they're aboriginal to North America too. So let's kind of tighten up the verbiage, which is why I use the term FBA, because FBA is airtight. You can't really slide anything in there. You can't really like crowbar any other group in there. FBA is airtight. Now, if you prefer to use another term, then all the power to you. But that's why I use that term. So I'm not even a speaker at this point. I'm just listening. And Vovo polite. He didn't do it disrespectfully. He respectfully questioned Check. Check kind of snapped off on him and kicked him out. Vovo made a space later saying Secure the Tribe is fake. I jumped into space. I'm all like, oh, okay, Volvo. Like, what is this? Volvo, somebody I've known before Secure the Tribe, he asked me to co-host. And I decided to jump in there and co-host. Now, at the time, I didn't know you can change the title, the name of the space. So I was like, okay, Volvo, let's change the name. So, because at this point, I had already been working with a group of people because we had already been seeing some funny style ADOS 2.0 style movements with Secure the Tribe. So I had already been working by like kind of doing getting my case together. And I don't like putting people on blast unless you got receipts, and especially unless you're recording the space. And that was a big issue I was having with them. That's when they really stopped recording spaces. They really stopped doing that. So because they would say one thing in one space and another thing in another space. And this was Volvo's first space. So I was like, Volvo, You can't call them out. First off, you're not recording it. Second off, you don't have no receipts. So you kind of seeming like you're just really emotional. And at this time, that's when Secure the Tribe was calling everybody who called them out a clout chaser. Oh, Secure the Tribe has so much clout. You're a clout chaser if you say anything negative about Secure the Tribe. So I kept telling Vovo, I'm like, hey Vovo, let's like tone down. He told me no. He said several times. I'm DMing Vovo both on Twitter and Instagram. I'm like, hey Vovo, like, hey, and I'm saying, Vovo, check your DMs, check your DMs. And then he said no. He said, hey, so Afro ain't have nothing to do with this. I didn't plan this with Afro. I just saw him, asked him to co-host. Now the reason I co-hosted is because I'm all like, Bovo's complaints about Secure the Tribe, he does have some legitimacy. It does have some legitimacy. So we can make a space kind of trying to get things together. Let me see. A secure saga. Like, oh yeah, I should do that. And I probably will do that, Nino. He said I should make a whole playlist about this. I probably will do that with all the evidence together. So we know from front to back. After that, I left the space. I'm like, you know what? Because everybody piling in, then I'm starting to see, because at that point, Mail was following me, Booby was following me, all of the Secure the Tribe people were following me. We were all mutuals, and then I'll start seeing them, oh, Afro switching up, Afro switching up, Afro switching up. So I'm all like, okay, let me get out of here, because what I didn't want to happen was I didn't want to, when I finally called Secure the Tribe out, I didn't want them to pull up to gaslight and say, oh, you're only calling us out because you're mad we called you out in that space with Vovo. You're just upset. And they kept doing that gaslighting thing. I noticed they did that a lot with JL when she would bring up complaints about Secure the Tribe. Oh, you're just jealous you're not the only female in the group. You're just jealous you're not the only female in the group. And then I'm starting to see them do that with a bunch of other people. So I'm like, okay, I know they're gonna do that with me. Let me back up, because Vovo, you jumped the gun a little bit. He did jump the gun. I had a case building up, and he jumped the gun, and he kind of made them suspicious of me from like the whole time since, for the most part. So then I was in their room, and then that's when it got like fully confirmed, because I was on damn near trial. And I got Twizzle, FBA, some Twizzler, something, whatever. Sunny, Yaya, Katie, Booby, Mel, all of them in there. Darling Nikki, all of them. Seer of Saturn, all of them. Like, questioning me like they're like the Council of Black People. Asking, well, Afro, what were you doing in that space? What were you doing in that space? I'm all like, I mean, I could be in the space. I know Vovo. They were like, oh, so are you a op, Afro? And I'm like, dude, no, I've been rolling with y'all, like, but I'm on code, like. And then they all like, okay, well, do you stand with Secure the Tribe? I'm like, well, what is Secure the Tribe? Like, I mean, before I say, do I stand with Secure the Tribe? Tell me exactly what Secure the Tribe is, because if this is supposed to be about FBA, I'm FBA. So what do you mean, do I stand with Secure the Tribe? He was like, well, I mean, do you stand with us? Do you rock with us? I'm all like, well, y'all keep saying y'all not a group. Are y'all a group? They wasn't ready, because they're used to putting people on blast and then everybody kind of cowering and folding under them. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining in the live. We're almost 60 plus in here. They're used to everybody like cowering under them and being all like, I'm sorry, I appreciate Secure the Tribe and I love you guys so much. I didn't do that. I was questioning them back. I'm all like, well, hey, I'm FBA. I've been around here. I've been talking about reparations. I've been on everything you guys have been on. If this is a group, I'm not a part of no group. Y'all was saying it's not a group. Then y'all send up there talking about y'all gonna ostracize me from the tribe. How do you ostracize me from the tribe if the tribe isn't a group? Because you can't ostracize me from FBA. You can't take me out the lineage. So how are you gonna ostracize me? So I was kind of going back and forth with him. And then they was all like, I believe it was Sunny. It was like, oh no, we're not like that. Everybody can kind of agree to get along. We can agree to get along. Okay. I was like, okay, so this was like at 2 o'clock in the morning. We was after that we left. Then I started like really I stopped really speaking in their spaces for the most part, like period. I would just be in there listening, and I would start to see all of the stuff that they would do. I spoke a couple times since then, only when they specifically asked me to come up and invited me up, and then I would say, oh yeah, um reparations, and we need to do this, and they gave the Japanese reparations, and they're giving these people reparations, and they have the money to give reparations. I would just go there. I would speak my piece on reparations, and then I would leave. I was not in that group. No, I was not in that no more. I would just be listening. Then I will start to see that group became messier and messier and messier and messier. And I was like, okay. But I'm all like, that's cool. Because I was kind of doing my own thing. I had doing my own spaces. I had Nino, and shout out to Nino. I had Nino co-hosting. I had our brother Rich co-hosting some of my spaces. I even had our sister Nikki co-hosting some of my spaces. So I was like, okay, um, I would have them, co-hosting. It would be, I think I had somebody else, I forgot, but I would be in their spaces. Black Alpha from the Black Alpha Network, he would host spaces. I would be in their spaces. So I'm like, okay, y'all a little bit too. I'm not rocking with how y'all move like that, but I ain't gonna diss you, not yet. I ain't gonna really dish you, but I'm peeping everything now. I'm like I got supervision, like I'm Superman. I'm seeing it everything. I'm seeing through the walls and all that. Um, then Nino made a space called titled "Should should Foundational Black Americans Acknowledge Our Native Ancestry?" Because you have like two extremes. You have people who say we have native ancestry and that's it. We are not tied to the African continent at all. The slave trade didn't happen. You have one extreme on this side. You have another extreme on this side saying we're only African and we were not native to this land at all. So you have two sides, and I've done broadcasts saying that it's both. We're a mixture of people. Some of us were here before, a lot of us were here before, and we have some who were brought here through the Middle Passage from Africa, and we all mingle together, and that's what we are. We're foundational Black Americans. That's what it is. So he just asked the question, should we acknowledge that? And for the most part, it was very productive. Everything was going smooth. Everything was great. Then a person who was a member of Secure the Tribe came up named Immortal Melanin. He didn't join. I didn't see him join the space at all because I was co-hosting. I never saw him join in the space. I didn't even see him listen to the space. Um, he just quote shared it. And I'm looking. I think Nino saw it, and then he pointed it out to me, and I'm looking. He just said, asking this question is off code. Asking if foundational Black Americans should acknowledge our native ancestry is off code. That's an off code question. And then Nino looking like kind of what is this? Because they've been following each other for years. They go way back. So Nino looking like kind of like what is you on? Um, hold on, hold on. Hold on for a second. You yeah. He noticed that. Now, mind you. That's when they were starting. They kept going on. The reason why that got brought up is because a lot of the Secure the Tribe, they started putting like feathers in their bio. They started putting like bow and arrow in their bio, and they like became so like almost anti-African that they wanted to say, oh, we're only Indian, we're only Native American Indian. or we're only Native Indian. And then we was all like, why is they on that? Oh, we're Native Indian. They were saying, oh, don't say black, don't say black. So that's kind of what stirred the pot and kind of had the chain reaction to make Nino even make that response in the first place. But we was peeping that, and that's why I stopped speaking in their spaces. You know, it was really me hosting or Nino hosting or Black Alpha hosting our own spaces. Um, and then we was kind of doing it, you know, that way. I don't even recall Black Alpha ever speaking in Secure the Drop spaces. I don't recall that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I don't recall it. So we were making our own stuff, but they were definitely saying some very weird stuff. Some people showed clips of Yaya saying that she doesn't even want reparations. I've even seen that space. I'm all like, okay. We noticed too, because we even had Elevation a lot call them out for not recording their spaces. I noticed too, like, okay, they constantly got mad that people would screen record them and record them like um Queen Alpha had said no, he hasn't. Okay, he hasn't. I didn't think he has. I never saw him speak or even participate. I never saw him really in there like that. So Black Alpha's been in my spaces and Nino spaces. He's never been in their spaces. He was never rocking with them like that. Um so we kind of noticed that they were saying like some kind of awkward stuff, and everything was, they became like so anti-African, they didn't want to acknowledge the African side at all. And it became a lot of stuff where they would be like almost trying to trigger Africans to make another space, to like to make another viral space again. Where there was one person whose name was Ty Jane or something like that, who's a swirler, who's married to a white husband, okay, has a whole white husband and a bunch of mulatto children. And she was making spaces called Smoking on the African Pack with a whole bunch of Nigerian flags, South African flags. And I'm looking like, why are you saying that? Why, like, where is this energy coming from? I get, calling out the tethers, but why are you saying we smoking on that African pack like Nigeria is the ops? Like what is y'all doing? And they would keep making spaces like that. Um, they would keep making spaces like that, and then I know specifically me. I've been going into different spaces hosted by non-FBA, and I would have to clear up a lot of stuff because they were saying, I'm saying all this because I feel like I skipped something. Somebody just texted me. Shout out to you, brother. Somebody just texted me and told me, like, don't skip past that. I would go into other spaces, and this is why I made that space Tether Babble. And that space was like a chain reaction to the stuff Secure the Tribe was saying. Because the Secure the Tribe, they was all like, um, oh, we smoking on that and African Pack, and if you ain't FBA, you ain't even black, and don't call yourself black, and we gatekeeping the word black, and all y'all tethers, I don't care what you doing, if you over here, you a tether. And I'm all like, and that's something I was never on. I'm not on that at all. I was never on that. Rich, who was co-hosting spaces with me, he's full blood Haitian. He's not even FBA, and me and him never had no issue because we both B1. So I was like, okay, I'm thinking it's B1. That's the thing. That's the thing. And some people was trying to tell Secure the Tribe that, like, hold on, like, hey, y'all, we B1 though. We calling out the off code immigrants. We ain't calling everybody out. And then they started to remix the term B1 to mean Black America first. Keep that in mind because we'll get to that a little bit later. So they started to remix that. I would go into different spaces, and this is multiple spaces I would have to go into, where Africans, they would be all like, oh, why is FBA a hate group? And then they started putting out petitions saying that FBA was a hate group. Why is FBA is a hate group? FBA is a hate group. And I'm all like, no, we're not a hate group. We're a lineage. We're almost dropped my microphone. We're an ethnicity. We can't be a hate group because we're not a group. And then they be all like, oh, well, I've been in FBA spaces, and they said that if you're not FBA, you're not black. They said that this and this, and I'm all like, oh, okay. I know where they got that from, and I'm like, damn, these Secure the Tribe folks, y'all out here saying the most extreme wild stuff, and then me, Nino and Rich, we got to go around doing damage control damn near. We got to go into other spaces and kind of clear up FBA name, because y'all out there making us seem like we some damn hate group. Y'all really out there fueling the fire, because it's not true, but they're fueling the fire and they're giving them ammunition to say that we're a hate group. So they started saying, they started trying to remix. Well, black means Black American, because nobody else was classified as, nobody else was renamed black, which in and of itself doesn't make sense. Because in a country where you have multiple races of people, you do need a racial classification. In a country where all of the people are one race, you don't have to reclassify that person as a race, because just by default, they would be black. Oh, we've had black on our paperwork and they didn't have black on their paperwork. Yeah, their paperwork is going to be different from ours because we live in a country with multiple races of people, and they don't. Now, this isn't to give them any defense, because we do have a general race of people, but they was getting the terms nationality, ethnicity, and race completely confused. They was mixing that up and putting their own spin on that. So that stuff started boiling down. Hold on. So that stuff, all of this stuff, mind you, all of this stuff is really happening at the same time. Spaces every day. 70% of them were not recorded. Spaces every day, people dragging people on the timeline. You in this group, you ain't in this group, you doing this, you doing that. I'm like, okay, all right then. All right. So, okay, cool. So Nino, and it, now we're back to Nino's space. Nino made a space. I think this was maybe his first space he ever made, saying, should we acknowledge our native ancestry? Everybody agreed. They all like, yeah, we should acknowledge it. But it's not kind of our culture, because we didn't really, at least I'm gonna speak for myself and my FBA family. We didn't really grow up with like bow and arrows and acting like the Native Americans you might see on the damn Disney movies, the Pocahontas Native Americans. Okay. Well, I mean, we acknowledge, and I'm gonna keep it real. My mother told me that we were, she didn't say Native American, she would say Indian. She told me that her grandmother told her that we were Indian when I was a kid. So I was like, okay, so I kind of always grew up with that. I never really went deep into it, but I kind of always grew up with that. So I'm like, yeah, we should acknowledge that. We should acknowledge that. And you would always kind of hear that loosely from other FBA people. Oh, my grandma told me that we're part Native American. We're part Native American. I'm like, okay, all right. And that's what the history has shown. So we're bringing that up. Immoral Melanin, who was friends with Nino and friends with me too. We was all cool. He just kind of like, I guess, got jealous or something. I don't know. But he kind of just like kind of came at Nino in a way that was a little bit disrespectful. Um, he just quote tweeted the space and said that this was off code. Now, mind you, this is when we was kind of still getting evidence on Secure the Tribe, saying, oh, this is an off code question. And then Nino, respectfully, Nino asked, he was all like, oh, well, you gotta join the space to see what we're talking about. You don't know what we're talking about. How are you gonna say we're off code just by the title of the room? And it's not like a crazy title. It's just it's not like we're saying we're not indigenous. He's just saying, should we acknowledge our indigenous ancestry? You're not going to you're not gonna join the space. I could see if you joined, spoke, and then you was like, hey, I don't know like how this space is going. You know? He didn't say anything. Now I knew that was a little weird. Tim, he says his grandmother too. See, yeah, if you ask a lot of FBA, they will tell you that their elders in their family would tell them that they are part Native American or Indian. They would say that mine just said Indian. My mother's grandma, my great grandmother, would tell her that, and I knew who my great grandmother. She used to live with us for a little bit. Okay, she was born in 1911 in Mississippi. So, my family goes way back in the South like that. And she used to live with us up here. And we never asked about that. But my mother did have a close relationship with her grandma, and she would tell her that. So I kind of always grew up like, okay. And I would tell people, I'm like, hey, I'm part Indian. I'm part Indian. I'm a little bit Indian. I would still say I'm black. I'm not Indian, but I do got some Indian mixed in me because that's what I was told, you know. And now that I'm an adult, I was able to fully kind of flesh out exactly what my great grandmother meant with that. Okay. Um, Nina was like, yeah, right. He was mad even before realizing our stance. Most of our stance agreed on what he agreed with. And he was just seemed triggered by us asking the space. But this is when, to be honest, this is when Secure the Tribe started to see that spaces that weren't Secure the Tribe would get the same number. Because the thing is, Secure the Tribe, what they would do is their numbers would get like the highest amount of views. So that would put them like on they felt like that would legitimize them because their spaces would get the highest amount of views, the highest amount of listeners at a time. And they would see, when I host the space, I get just as many views. When Black Alpha hosts the space, he would get just as many views. And then that was Nino's first space, and he had a great turnout for his very first space. And you already know, or you might not, but Nino has an issue with Twitter taking his Twitter profile down. So this was like Nino's fourth account, I believe, at the time, where he pretty much had to start from scratch because every time Nino would have to start from scratch. Oh yeah, thank you, Nikki. Thank you for that. Because we do have a sale, a 20% off sale going on all the merch. So all merch is 20% off for the rest of the week. So definitely check that out. Thank you, Nikki. I almost forgot. I'm wearing the merch right now. I almost forgot to mention that. I'm so caught up. Um, so back to it. It seemed to me like, okay, is Secure the Tribe jealous that they're not the big dogs anymore? Are they kind of jealous that other spaces get just as much views, just as many listeners as theirs get? Because there would seem no other reason that they would get pressed that other people are making spaces. Because I would hear them say, "Oh, oh, people are only making spaces because we made spaces. We made spaces popular." I'm like, oh, I mean, there were spaces before y'all blew up like that, but I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right then. Um, so I kind of noticed that, like, that's interesting because that would debunk the narrative of if you talk against us, you're a clout chaser. You're just putting our name in the space for clout. You're just talking against us for clout because we have all this clout. So if you say anything against us, you're only saying it for clout. And that got debunked if you prove that your clout is just as big as theirs. And when I would do spaces that could rival their spaces and many times beat their spaces, then they would look, and I don't do spaces nearly as often as they do. They do it every day, all day. It's a secure the tribe space up all the time. I was never on that like that. I would do spaces like once a week, and I would schedule that. Now my spaces were long, mind you, but I would only do them like once a week or so. Um, so he kind of got triggered by that, but we left it alone. We didn't like block him or at him or nothing. Me and Nito, we kind of talked about it like, I'm not sure what this guy's on. I made a space talking about are black people too emotional. Now this is this is what I'm going to start pulling up here. I made a space asking the question, are black people too emotional? Ooh, excuse me. Now, Immortal Melanin didn't join the space again. This was, I think this was the day after. The day after Nino space, I made a space asking the question, are black people too emotional? Because I just wanted to get an open dialogue talking about, are black people too emotional? Should we handle our emotions better? Just, yeah, and for the most part, people said no. I even said no. I don't think black people are too emotional. People use that as a gaslighting tactic when it comes to black people when we call out racism. They say, "Oh, you're just being emotional. You just think everything is about race." Trust me, I grew up hearing that. Everything's not always about race. Everything's not always about race. They would say that to me all the time and say I was being over emotional. And so that's why I was like, okay, let me make the space, you know, because you only have a certain amount of characters you can use to title a space. I can't title the space, um, do white people gaslight black people when it comes to calling out racism? I can't make that a title of a space. Are black people too emotional? And that's broad enough to talk on multiple different things. Space was smooth for the most part. And there was a couple trolls, but there always are. The space was 100% smooth for the most part. Many different opinions on different things. Some people say we're too emotional. Some people say we're not emotional enough. Some people say it can go either way. Everything was smooth. And it's on YouTube if you guys want to listen to it. Here he comes again, Immortal Melanin. Oh, this question is off cold. This is an off cold question. So then we send up there message me and Nino like, is this dude really on this again? So we started messaging him like, hey, why don't you join the space and like at least listen? Because I never saw him in the space. I'm like, you can at least listen to the space to determine if you disagree or not. But you can just, I mean, this is the on, you keep calling stuff off code. Now, I gotta say, I'm probably at fault for this. I'm probably at fault for this because I made a space called the do's and don'ts of being on code. Well, probably one of my most popular spaces prior to calling out Secure the Tribe. Ever since then, Secure the Tribe started using the code. They never used the code or said anything about the code before my space. I was the reason they did that. You can look at the dates and when I made that space and when they started using that. I was the reason that they started using that. After that, Secure the Tribe, everything, oh, that's off code. That's off code. That's off code. That's off code. And I'm like, okay, that's off code according to who though? Because in B1 society, we go by the code that Nilly Fuller Jr. broke down. His code. His United Independentary Counter Racism code. That's the code we go by. Anything else? Hold on, let me see something. Hold on, family. Yeah, anything else like I mean, you can say code, but okay. That's interesting. Um, yeah, all right. So I kind of looked at him. That was important. That was important. So we called him out, and I'm gonna show you this now. I'm gonna show you this now. I'm calling him out because I'm all like, because he keeps saying, oh, it's a white, he didn't even say it was off code. He said it was off code at first. Then when he got in there, he kind of like doubled down and he was like, this is a white supremacist question. I'm all like, it's a white supremacist. He was saying I was speaking white supremacist talking points. I'm like, white supremacist talking points? Huh? What is a white supremacist talking point? And I kept asking him, I'm all like, what talking point have you heard from me that is a white supremacist talking point? Like, don't just be like, what is you doing? What is you on? So then he kept kind of going off, and I'm gonna show you. Let me find exactly because I got a bunch of different timestamps up here. So let me bring this up And all of this is still on YouTube. B1 family, B1 family. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. You can check all of this stuff out in the Twitter space playlist I have. Where is... Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. I'm just showing a little bit. This, because notice this space was over 9 hours long. So this was at the six plus hour mark. Hold on.
Stop trying to rep these different names like they different sets on the block, man. Like I said,
that's
why
Nino talking. I'm trying to figure out exactly.
Call us a damn hate group.
Bro, can I get 30 seconds?
Now, that was when we was going back and forth with Booby. I'm trying to, because I wrote it down in the notes, because I wanted to show y'all that too, but I'm trying to see exactly when Immortal Melanin started getting up, talking about why it's off code. Give me a second, because this is a lot.
That in their bios, hashtag secure the tribe in their bios, who are in that space in the secure the tribe, are they individually?
Hold on, that's not it. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. It was late. I had to push it together because I was in Jason Black's live, so I wanted to pay attention to that.
We ain't on that Black is Dead.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. When exactly is it at this point? Come on, laptop. Don't fail me now.
B1, you are lying. Not only are you lying, you are acting as an agent of misinformation because Jason Black himself has never specified that. And if I'm wrong, somebody come up here and prove me wrong.
Did he specify that it was for?
Now we gonna get to what Booby was saying. Let me see. Where is? Damn, I wrote it down. I didn't actually. Let me see. Nope. That would be. It would be right about here.
I was the main one in there talking about we should acknowledge our neighbors.
Okay, now this is when my fault, y'all. It's a lot of timestamps going on. Now, this is when Nino was going. Me and Nino was both going off on him about this. I would show you. I would like full screen it, but that's not really important. It's not like visually pleasing, right? It's not really visually pleasing. So I'm not gonna do that. We 70 plus deep in here. Y'all up late. But Black empowerment never sleeps. Now, listen to this.
Ancestry, which would separate us from immigrants coming over here. But for you to sit here and say, "Oh, to even ask that question is off code," like, bro, what? You just throwing words together at this point. But we got to let you have the flow, brother, uninterrupted.
Yeah, fam. I only need about a couple of minutes, and honest God, man, at this point, I really don't get like op vibes from y'all. I get misguided Pan-African vibes from you. But let's go back to the original thing, which was the question. Let me see if I can, because I want to read it off. I don't want to misquote it at all. Let me see if I can pull it up from memory. Words to the effect of, are Black people too emotional? That's an insult question to be asked. If someone asks you, are Black people too lazy? That's an insult. You knew the answer to the question when you asked it, but the question itself is an insult. It's my job. One of my jobs is to bring us out of this self-loathing that that's been programmed into our brain computers. And I cannot do that if you keep on reprogramming us with these same white supremacist talking points. Are Black people too emotional? Are we too angry? Do we spend our money no, we're not too any emotional than anyone else in our situation. Anybody in our situation would be as emotional as we are. So, and you already answered the question when you asked, no, we ain't emotional. Well, if you know that, what the fuck are you asking it for? Because you want to bring us into that vibration where we're thinking about ourselves. It's young people listening to you, people in their teens, people in their early 20s, people in their 30s. I'm an old nigga
We know.
I'm sick of this vibration that I got from other old niggas in my generation. Man, I loathe that shit. Stand up, be a man. Stop whining. Stop caring about what the fuck other people think about you. They don't give a fuck about the target on our backs. They already got one. It's on there. You didn't know that?
So, brother,
stop worrying about what people think about you, man. That's all I'm saying. And in questions like that, white supremacists have been asking.
Hold on, let's let him go on.
No, because I want to address point by.
Now, I don't know why it does this on the playback, because it's only showing Rich as a co-host. Nino was a co-host at the time. That's why he muted. Because you can only mute if you're either the host or the co-host. So Nino muted Immortal Melanin. I don't know why on the playback it shows him just as a speaker. It like doesn't show both the co-hosts. I don't know why, but I'm just letting you know that it was Nino who muted him because he was trying to talk to him. Just letting y'all know, because you'd be confused by looking at it if you weren't there.
By point, because when people start listing out a whole bunch of points, things get lost in translation. So let's address with his concerns point by point. That's what I'm suggesting. So before he moves on to the next point, I want to address what he just said. Immortal, again, we're gonna let you finish out your thought, brother. I just want to address it before we move on to something else, because I want to make sure everything gets aired out. I don't want nothing getting lost, if that's all right with you, brother.
That's fine. I appreciate it. You can slow me down whenever you like, and I'm willing to answer any questions that you have. I'm not really against you, but I'm going to stand on what it is. I'm going to try to stick to this particular point that we're on. White supremacists have been asking us questions like that for the last 500 years. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That question leads nowhere. It leads to nothing. Okay, how could you put that? How can we use our emotions to further our cause? That's the question you want to know. All problems are solved through the process of questions and answers, but are you asking the right questions? And what kind of questions is that?
So before we...
How can you use your emotions? How can you use your emotions to further your cause? In the state that they are right now.
Brother, before we move on from that, let's address it. The whole point of naming the room there is so there can be an open dialogue of people to come in without us leading the question. There's a thing called a leading question. When you're asking a question, but you're trying to direct people's thought process in a certain direction. The question is left open-ended so people can come from all angles and say how they feel, and then us as the host and co-host, we then can express how we feel about it and what direction we feel we should go. If you would have listened to the conversation, you would have known that me and Afro were both saying that we don't feel like black people are totally too emotional. In fact, we was talking about exactly what you just said, how we should use our emotions to direct them in a productive manner. That's
Let me break that down. This is the importance of, understanding the environment that you're in, okay, and understanding people. Because when you make a conversation, a discussion, a forum, a space, YouTube, anything, and you ask a leading question, or you make like your stance absolute, and I, like, for instance, I do polls on Twitter and Instagram. I never imply what I think on the poll and until the poll is finished. Now, when the poll is finished, I might throw my 2 cents in there. But, like, for instance, if there was a poll, is Chicago pizza better than New York pizza? I can make that a poll. If I worded it as, is the great Chicago pizza better than nasty New York pizza, as a poll, that's leading you to answer. That's kind of leading you to be all like, okay, well, clearly the person who created the poll feels like Chicago is better. So that would sway people's vote into voting for Chicago pizza. And if you want to make a poll, you want to make it as even as possible so you don't sway anybody's vote in any direction. Same with the conversation. If you want to make a conversation, you don't want to sway people's opinion prior to joining the conversation. Also, you want it to be become a very inviting space where people feel like, okay, I get to come in with a difference of opinion because it's an open-ended question. That was the flaw with Secure the Tribe, and that's probably one of the reasons why he got mad, is because me and Nino, we were the first people to really do that, to ask open-ended questions in spaces. Nobody else was really doing it like that. So we were able to get a lot of different types of people with different types of answers. As Secure the Tribe, they was making their spaces absolute solid, which is fine to an extent, but that only allows the people who agree with you to feel welcome to speak in your spaces. Because if you make a space saying why all non-FBA are complete immigrants, or why all non-FBA are completely tethers, you know, if I disagree, I wouldn't feel comfortable because I'm already seeing, just based off of the title, that this is what the host and co-host believe. So I know going in there, I'm gonna be the black sheep of the discussion, which is gonna prevent me from even joining the discussion. You know, even if I was to join the discussion and learn something, see, this is the key part of moving the needle forward. If you want to join the discussion and you want to learn something, then you make it like open enough for people, for different types of people to come in. Certain times there are spaces I've made where I've had my stance completely absolute from the beginning to the end, even in the title. But in certain spaces, I'm all like, well, you know what? Maybe I don't even know. Maybe somebody might come up and give me a new perspective on things. And that's how a society grows, by having open dialogue. That's one of the problems when it comes to our community, is because when it comes to conversations to move the needle forward, the whoever's hosting the conversation or whoever's supposed to be monitoring the conversation is so one-sided that nobody from the opposite side even feels welcome enough to participate in the conversation, and it becomes a whole echo chamber. And that's what Secure the Tribe was really turning into. And they kind of started to notice that, because they kind of started to see the diversity and interaction in me and Nino's space, and that's why Immortal Melanin was jealous. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. Now I'm gonna let the audio finish playing. Like is why Neely Fuller says, if it ain't about doing something constructive, there's no reason for blacks to get together. Exactly. As far as you getting together, we get together and we talk about things constructive. We talk about black empowerment, things we should be doing, spaces we should be making, content that we're creating, moves that we're making, doing things constructive. We don't get on the internet and have the same conversation month after month after month, day after day after day. Like they will literally make one space one day, like Monday, they'll have 3 different spaces on the same subject. That's time wasting. That is time wasting. Okay, make sure you guys leave a like, family. I greatly appreciate that.
The whole point of the space, so we can have an open dialogue, brother. Instead of coming in and listening to what we had to say, you just was going ham on the title the same way you did about my space. Do you understand? The same way you did about my space title, should Black Americans acknowledge Native ancestry? You talking about some, this is just, to even ask this question is so off code. Brother, you ain't even come in the room to come listen. And brother, I know you ain't got no problem with me, brother, because I've been on this app over 10 years and you have followed me on every account I've made over these years. I've been on the various names, but you have followed me for years on this account. In fact, every time I make a new account, there's a certain handful of people whose names I know by heart, and y'all are the first people I go follow when I make a new account, and you being one of them, dude. So I know you ain't got no problem with me. We agree on more things than we ever disagree on. So with that being said, I just wish you would have asked, hey, why did y'all name the room that? Instead of just throwing accusations, talking about some of this off code to even ask that question. Again, I felt like Black Americans should absolutely acknowledge our Native ancestry. But again, I'm not trying to lead I'm not about to ask a leading question because I want people who feels differently to come in and speak their mind. And when they speak their mind, I'm gonna come in and point out the fallacies and what they have to say. But again, I'm about to unmute you, brother, so you can finish your thought.
Well, I can kind of understand that, fam. I can kind of understand that, fam, in a research, because I do got a research type of mind. And that's the kind of thing that I would do for research. Bait in the ops and then listen to them talk and then stuff like that. So I'm trying to reach to get with you, and I never said anything about what was said in the spaces. So notice that. But what I am saying,
he never said anything about what was said in the spaces because he never joined the spaces. Nobody ever saw him in the spaces. The only reason he is in this space or that space is because we specifically kept calling him out on the timeline, telling him to get in the space. We kept calling him out like, hey, dude, like you, and he made like 2 or 3 comments about my space after making a couple comments about Nino's space the day before. So we looking at it, me and Nino was both calling him out like, hey, dude, like, jump in this space real quick. We got some things we need to talk about. That's the reason he jumped in there. He's saying, well, I never said anything negative about what happened in the space. Yeah, you didn't because you never joined the space. You just saw the title and then you quote tweeted the title of the space.
is that you can inspire things in people. The questions you ask in the last space in this one inspires insecurity. That's what it inspires, no matter what you say in that fucking space, no matter how it turns out. When the motherfucker that passes it by, the young teenager that passes it by and reads it and don't come in the room is inspired with insecurity.
Let me ask you a question. Then. So if we titled the space, is feminism good for Black people? Are people inspired to be feminists based off the title of the space?
And really quickly, Afro, 2 quick things. I wanted to just also add to the point of that's like saying you was offended by the title of a book, but you never opened the book to read what the contents of it. So how you mad at a book that you ain't even read, but you just mad at the title? You have to read the book to understand what's being said. But anyway, Afro, I also want to point out that Sister JL said she has to go, and she said she want to speak because she was addressed.
Yeah, it is getting very late. Let's let JL go.
Okay, my fault. Okay, my fault. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Am I good now? I don't want the audio to double back, so I mute myself. My fault, y'all. My fault. Okay, we good, right? Give me a thumbs up in the chat room. Okay, we seem like we good. Okay, we seem like we good. Okay. Damn. Okay, so okay. JL speaks. She's gonna go ahead and speak, right? But we're gonna move past that now. Mind you, Booby was in the room the whole time. Booby was in the room, and this is after Immortal Melanin left. Immortal Melanin, we called him out. He came in. He spoke originally. He snapped off originally, then he left. Then Seer of Saturn came in there. And Seer of Saturn, I guess, thought his presence was going to change something. So when he left, then Booby came in, and Booby came in like kind of like he was looking for smoke. Because we was calling out Immortal Melanin, we saying this is why you guys have unproductive spaces. So Booby kind of like hit dogs holler type. So he came in like, oh, what do you mean? Immortal spaces, right? And then that's when we start calling out, hey, like Booby, since you here, we've been hearing that you remixing the term black. So we gonna get into that right now, right? Okay. So I want you to hear, this is now, all of this is recorded. You can go back and listen to the whole conversation. But I want you to hear a little bit of what Booby was saying.
Saying this. B1 does not mean Black American first. It means black first. Everyone classified as black under the system of white supremacy, that's who it's referring to. So with that being said, that includes people that are foundational Black Americans, and it also includes people that are not. So if you are black first, you are black first. It ain't got nothing to do with you being FBA or non-FBA. So with people saying that shit right there, I take umbrage with that. I have a big problem with them taking that term and then trying to remix it to mean something that they want it to mean. Again, right. It's created by somebody that they don't even listen to.
I understand. Well, all I want to say is,
all of us know it's not beefing with all y'all. That's what them feminists be doing. When you criticize all means, create your own term then. Stop trying to take what's already out there and remix it to mean something that you want it to mean. That's like agent of misinformation type shit.
No, I'm talking about verbatim.
We're not gonna play these games, brother.
I'm not playing no games.
no, it's just, I'm just lost for words. Can somebody break this down for me? I hope I wasn't all over the place. I just have a headache trying to explain that shit.
Saying this. B1 does not mean Black American first. It means black first. Everyone classified as black.
You having what is yours, what is for your family, I let it be known, I am Jamaican American, plain and simple.
Brother. B1, you are lying. Not only are you lying, you are acting as an agent of misinformation, because Jason Black himself has never specified that. And if I'm wrong, somebody come up here and prove me wrong.
Did he specify that it was for all melanated groups?
Yeah, because every time he does.
No, I mean, no. Did he like verbatim? I'm saying like verbatim.
Jason Black.
No, did he verbatim say that? No, I'm talking about verbatim.
We're not gonna play these games, brother.
I'm not playing no games. I'm asking you. I want you to state the shit he said verbatim. Don't say how you feel. Did he say that verbatim?
On his broadcast, when he had a non-FBA man get off the phone, talk about how he rides for black people, and he got off the phone, that man said black first, and Jason Black said to him, black first, brother.
Jason Black has said that for years, actually. Right, that black first applies to all black people.
But you wouldn't know that, because every time Jason Black going.
Now, that is us. That is Booby trying to remix Black First. That is him. So what they're saying is, oh, we never tried to remix Black First. We never tried to remix Black First. Yeah, they never really used it like that, but they kind of did when they tried to say black only means FBA. So that by black only meaning FBA, that automatically means that black first means black FBA first, Black American first, because black only means Black American to them. And this is when me and Nino first was going at Booby like, hey, Booby, no, B1 does not mean Black American first. Oh, my fault.
Live, people we have it.
Now I'm gonna skip past a little bit, you know, because I want to get to other statements he made Cause they real good for backtracking like a bunch of cowards.
About us in North America, bro. It's common sense. We've been saying that shit since this shit took off. So I don't understand why niggas, you know what I mean? I really don't understand what's the problem. You get what I'm saying? I understand y'all got individual shit, but hey, take that shit up in a back channel.
Okay,
You don't make
let me tell you how you contradicted yourself. Because if you said secure the tribe, and you just said this is being recorded, secure the tribe is not a group. It's not a group. So why, when we had an issue with Immortal, individually, you pulled up and said, if you have a problem with secure the tribe, you have a problem with me too? If it's not a group, and it applies to everybody in here, because for the most part, everybody in here is a foundational Black American, why, when we try to criticize somebody from the group, when we try to clean house, relegate, why do you come up here and you're being defensive as if Secure the Tribe is a group? You can't have it both ways.
Again, when I didn't hear nothing about Immortal or April, this is the first time I'm hearing that. So if I would have heard that, then that'd be different. But I didn't hear you say nothing about Immortal or April. You get what I'm saying? I heard you guys talking about spaces and saying spaces are unproductive and people be tripping. So I came up here like, hey, what spaces y'all talking about? You get what I'm saying? Now I'm just finding out specific people who y'all have a problem with. That, okay, shit, that ain't got, it is what it is. I know Immortal know how to handle himself, and he's well enough to speak to his shit and how he feels. So is April. But again, Secure the Tribe is about Black Americans, about securing us over here in North America, bro. That shit is that simple. Nothing more, nothing else. I mean, it's that simple. And the time and time again, we showed that. Trying to include everybody. If you're a freedman, cool. You ADOS, cool. FBA, this is about Secure the Tribe. Are you about securing Black America? That's it, bro. So I don't, you know what I mean? And yes, we heavy on delineation. You get what I'm saying?
Let me make
Wait, and real quick, freedmen people called us, oh, y'all niggas the warrior group. So, and not a group, but they saying that we have that warrior spirit. We can't help that, hey, we heavy on Secure the Tribe. I mean, meaning delineation and shit and anti-immigration. Because we heavy on that shit, meaning we go enforce that shit. We stand on that shit. You get what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people call us divisive and shit, but it is what it is. You can't be nice trying to delineate and try to and do self-preservation for your group. There's no nice way to do that. You get what I'm saying? So
all right, brother, we got you. So let me make it clear about what I got an issue with. I got an issue with folks who are making us targets by taking and being taking shit that's already in existence and then remixing the terms to mean what they wanted to mean. And they like, for instance, talking about if you not FBA, you not Black. Like, what kind of crazy shit is that?
Hey, bro, do you know? Wait, on this Black shit, bro. Black is not a race, bro. You know that, right?
You guys heard him say that. He said, Black is not a race, bro. You know that, right? Now we can move on past this video, but I wanted you guys to hear him say that. Because in Tariq's space the other day, he came in there trying to defend himself. Oh, we never said Black wasn't a race. We never said that. Because he knows for a fact that's not how Tariq feels about it. So he's gonna say we never said that. But this is Booby in my space saying Black is not a race. Okay, so if you guys want to screenshot that, screen record that, go to the timestamp. Let me see. That was like at the 6 hour and 27 minute, around, you just 6:25 to be safe, timestamp of the space. Are Black people too emotional? And you guys can find Booby himself saying Black is not a race. That's what he said. Okay. So, moving on, we can go to the next clip. Because there's things we got to talk about, family. We just got to talk about that. We have to delineate ourselves from Secure the Tribe. So, everybody knows we went after Secure the Tribe. We made that because after this space, they made a space about me all day. This space, and I know for a fact because this space happened Wednesday. This space was Wednesday. Thursday morning, because I am an adult, I am a grown man, I have responsibilities. So I am at work in the morning handling my responsibilities. All day long, they're making spaces. Afro switched up, Afro off cold, Nino off cold, Rich is off cold, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting up there looking at like, okay. All right, then. And I said, if this is how it is, because of this space, because of this one space where I called out Secure the Tribe, and then Boo Boo went back and started snitching. I'm like, okay. So I just said, I'm like, okay. I titled my space. I'm like, okay, we handling all of this. We about to handle all of this. So we got those spaces. That was Black First versus COINTELPRO. Then I had another space I had to get into to do some damage control over what Secure the Tribe did. And some Africans was trying to get me to switch up on being FBA. Some Pan-Africans were so talking about, you need to be Pan-African instead of FBA. Just drop the FBA stuff and you can make a lot of money. I didn't. Our brother Black Alpha from the Black Alpha Network, he made a space. So you guys can go to his channel to check that space out. Titled Pan-Africanism is Done. I was the speaker in that space. Now I want you to hear, because this is when Secure the Tribe now brings up, Rich, who is the Haitian. Rich is disrespectful to women. He doesn't respect women. This is when they bring that up. Now, this is after all my name was completely drug in the mud the whole day. KD never said a single word to defend me. She drug my name in the spaces the whole day. And the rest of Secure the Tribe, we had a whole falling out with Secure the Tribe like the day or two before, and this was the space afterwards. So I want you to listen to this. Okay, let me take it back a couple. Okay, I think maybe around here.
With your Twitter space and with our Twitter space.
And if you ever come at anybody, FBA, Indigenous Black American, Foundational Black American, or anybody on that B1 wave, just know, here come the cavalry, because the whole army's coming. Before we go, I want to let Carrie talk, and then I want KD to talk.
Right before Carrie talk, I'll let KD get the I'll let her skip those two sisters and brothers out. So you could go ahead, KD.
Respectfully, family, I'm just up here. Good afternoon to the host and the co-host. I just want to know. I'm just in the audience listening, and I want to know why.
Let me take it back a little bit, so you can hear why he even mentioned her name.
I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, these dudes, now they're saying they don't support Pan-African. We never supported Pan-African. Me, Black Alpha, and Afro Elite do not support Pan-Africanism. And this is not a new revelation. I can say most of us in here used to be Pan-Africanists. We thought that was the way to go. But we see that it don't work. So we got people in here who I'm pretty sure they're like, oh.
You know what? Nino just asked, was he even in the space? Actually, Nino, Twitter took your account down. Twitter took your Twitter page down at the time. Is my YouTube tripping? Is my YouTube tripping? Hold on. Is my YouTube tripping? Oh my God. Oh, come on. Is my YouTube, is it tripping? I know it's kind of buffering. It was for a second, but it's cool now. The audio is fine. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep it, you know, it's buffering a little bit. Hopefully it'll work itself out. Hopefully it'll work itself out a little bit. All right, okay. So Nino wasn't even in this space. He wasn't even on Twitter at the time. He was actually kicked out of Twitter at the time. But let's listen.
Oh, this is the I got your moment. Oh, and I'm gonna say names too. We got KD in here. We got Booby in here. So I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, these dudes think that. I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, these dudes now they saying they don't support Pan African. We never supported Pan Africanism. We don't support that over here. Just to make it clear, nobody in here supports Pan Africanism. And another thing I want to address is we're not in here talking about secure the tribe. We're responding to Africans who just had a space talking about FBA and B1. That's what we're addressing. But
and we riding for our brother too. We riding for our brother. Hey, Afro Elite, you know I salute you, brother. You know I'm gonna hold you down no matter what. And this goes for the same. Every FBA B1 in this room, I'm gonna hold you down regardless, no matter where I see you, no matter where it's at. If it go down, it's gonna go down. Afro said the realest shit ever. He said nothing that they could say will ever make him come off his principle or represent his heritage and his lineage. And I'm gonna double that, say the same thing, and I'm gonna add, nothing will make me stop defending my brothers or sisters in any situation. And that's what we have to do. And this is what this is truly about. It's that line in the sand where no matter what, you come for one of us, you coming for us all. That's how we stand. We're not like them. We ain't no tribal shit, and we ain't beefing with the other tribe and the person next to us. We don't have smoke for each other, but got love for the colonizer. FBA, we cut different. We cut different. We come from a different cloth. We come.
I just want to say real quick, shout out to Black Alpha on the Black Alpha Network. You guys should definitely go check his channel out because he's solid 10 toes down 100%. So definitely, and especially if you want to listen to the full broadcast, because without this the Twitter space was pretty productive, very productive actually. So if you want to listen to this, you guys definitely got to go to his channel, subscribe, and then you can listen to the full thing. But I just wanted to give him his shout out. But let's continue.
From the you fucking my brother, my sister, you fucking with me. We come from the my brother and sister can't come, ain't none of us coming. And that's the wave that we on. So I salute everybody in this room that's B1 and FBA, and we're gonna hold it down no matter what. That's a motherfucking fact. And if you ever come at anybody FBA, Indigenous Black American, Foundational Black American, or anybody on that B1 wave, just know here come the cavalry because the whole army's coming. Before we go, I want to let Carrie talk, and then I want KD to talk.
Right before Carrie talk, I'll let KD I'll let her skip those two sisters and brothers out. So you could go ahead, KD.
Respectfully, family, I'm just up here. Good afternoon to the host and the co-host. I just want to know, I'm just in the audience listening, and I wanted to know why you singled me out. Why was my name, the first name out of your mouth? I'm really trying to find out what's going on.
Well, the reason I did that is because obviously we had an issue. Secure the Tribe and this section of Twitter had an issue.
Mind you, okay, I was about to say, what's going on with my microphone? Mind you, Rich didn't single her out. He didn't say, KD, you ugly ass. He specifically called names out who he saw. Because KD popped up in there. Booby popped up in there. Mel and Sonny, all of them popped up in there. You know. Now I was kind of, busy at the time, so I had to step away, but I would look back, but all of them popped up in there, and they was in there for a little bit. And then I heard that he called them out. Now at this time I had stepped away, but I saw them in there beforehand, and I was all like, oh, it's about to turn into something. But I had stepped away. Rich had called them out. Okay? He called out multiple names, not just KD's name. Keep that in mind, not just KD. She came in there and she was like, well, why was my name the first name out your mouth? You see, she kind of came in there like she was looking for some smoke. I just want to know why my name in your mouth. And you saw how Rich had a very calm, cool, respectful response. Now let's listen.
Sisters and brothers out. So you could go ahead, KD.
Respectfully, family, I'm just up here. Good afternoon to the host and the co-host. I just want to know, I'm just in the audience listening, and I wanted to know why you singled me out. Why was my name, the first name out of your mouth? I'm really trying to find out what's going on.
Well, the reason I did that is because obviously we had an issue. Secure the Tribe and this section of Twitter had an issue with you guys, and it so happens to be that the issue was addressed with your Twitter space and with our Twitter space, and here you are in our Twitter space again. I'm not saying this issue. Hold up. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm not saying it's an issue for you to be here, but this Twitter space had nothing to do with Secure the Tribe. This Twitter space is about the Africans who just held a Twitter space with Afro Elite. This is what we're here addressing. But go ahead.
Respectfully, I know how to read and comprehend, sir. So I never came.
Okay, so these hood rats. This is what they're here for. They're just here to argue. Like, this is what they're here for. They're just here to argue. They're just here to go back and forth. Listen, man, me and you.
Okay, so that was what that was. That was what that was. Okay. And he removed her from the space. Now I didn't even listen to the playback. KD texted me. She DM'd me. And so did Sonny, because he was in, and that's how I know he was in the room at the time, because he DM'd me too. How are you gonna let a tether disrespect the FBA sister? At first, I'm looking at the thing like, what is y'all even referring? What are you talking about? Who is it? What tether disrespected who? And I text that to KD and Sonny. I'm all like, what are you talking about? And then KD didn't say nothing. Sonny, he was all like, yeah, Rich, I guess he said something like Rich disrespected KD and all that. I'm all like, I'm gonna look into all I said was I'm gonna look into that. I mean, I'm gonna look, like, I don't know what to say. Because I didn't say anything. I wasn't there really at the time. And two, is not my space. I'm not even the co-host. It was Black Alpha, Queen Alpha, and Rich who were the co-hosts or who were hosting. Three, I'm not really in the mood for defending y'all like that. No way. To be real, to be honest, I'm not really trying to jump to KD's defense. She didn't mind dragging me on the timeline. They found my whole real name and made that the title of the space, dragging me on the whole timeline, calling me a simp, calling me a bitch, calling me this and that. No defense from KD at all. But then when KD gets called a hood rat for coming into somebody else's space looking for problems, she came into their space, Black Alpha space, and now I'm supposed to be jumping out. KD, no, and the bullet's supposed to be flying off my chest like I'm Superman. No, I ain't. I'm like, no. I mean, no, I really wasn't in the mood to do that if I was there present at the time anyway. Now, you see Rich's response, he was all like, hey, it's not a problem for you to be here. It's not a problem, nothing. She didn't come up and join and request to participate in the conversation. She came up, I just want to know why my name is in your mouth. And he's all like, hey, well, I addressed you because in the very previous space, I think it was like the day before, because this space with Pan-Africanism, this space happened like 10 minutes after I left the other space with Pan-Africanism. So the issue we had with Secure the Tribe was the day before. So he was all like, okay, well, yeah, yesterday we was just kind of going at each other all over the timeline. And then today you in this space. So yeah, I'm a call out your name and say, hey, we ain't on that. And then I can read and comprehend. And this is how KD goes, where she acts very snarky and condescending with her responses. And Rich is aware of that. So Rich cut her off. He was like, okay, all that hood rat stuff is done. Now you have people lying, saying, who says, hold on. Who said that? Not being, hold on, who said public infighting is off? Well, you know what? Why don't you, and this is the issue that I have with the Secure the Tribe groupies, because apparently Dominic feels that I am off code for publicly fighting. No. That's that. Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along? No. When you have opposition, when you have people who are opposed to black empowerment, you need to publicly call them out. You need to do that. Anytime you have any coons, any Sambos, any COINTELPRO agents, anybody who's in opposition to the progress of black empowerment, they need to be called out. And what I don't like about that is because these Secure the Tribe groupies who will come to this channel at like 3 o'clock in the morning, all this fighting, it's off code. Can't we all just get along? Can't you guys just hug? Why don't y'all ever go to Secure the Tribe? Because I was in Secure the Tribe spaces for months. They could drag people on the timeline, put people's full government name out on the timeline, put people's business out on the timeline, talk about people's kids, people's families on the timeline. None of y'all groupies said nothing. Nobody ever goes to Secure the Tribe. Nobody ever says, oh, can't you guys just get along? Can we all just get along? Can we get along and enjoy each other? Can't we just do that? Nobody says that to KD, to Mel, to Sunny, to Booby, to Yaya, to Syrup Saturn. Nobody says that to them, but they'll come to me. All this fighting, guys, all this fighting. It's just, why must we do this? Can't we just talk it out? Like, God, I do not like that. You can get your groupie ass off this channel if that's how you feel, because you won't take that energy to them. Public fighting is not off code. They're the ones who started it when they started to switch up who was on code and off code. Now, when they drag people, this really grinds my gears, because when they was dragging people on the timeline, when they was talking about everybody need to mass block this person. Oh, this person's this person's an op, this person's a tether, this person's this. Nobody says, guys, can't we all just get along? Can't we just talk it out? Can we talk it out? No, nobody says that to Secure the Tribe, so don't come and say that to me. I'm at my wit's end with people saying that to me. God, what the fighting? Can't you move past this? I mean, can't we all agree to get along, agree to disagree? No, we cannot agree to disagree. No. Ooh, I cannot stand that. But anyway, so that's the situation, and I wanted to play that clip from the Black Alpha Network so you guys can watch the whole thing there. I'm not going to play the whole thing because when she leaves, then we have like a whole nother hour, and then, you know, we just talk about the subject. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. Damn. Hold on. Let me get to the next clip. Now, this is when Mel, and now we fell out, and then Secure the Tribe started realizing that their numbers started flopping. Mine didn't, because they thought that Secure the Tribe had so much clout and so much pull that they can say, hey, stop messing with Afro, stop going in his spaces, and they was going to scare people away from me. People DM me telling me that they threatened to ostracize other people if they saw them in my spaces. I never did that. But they said, oh, you're not allowed in our space if we see you in Afro space. They was on that. And they realized the real ones, like I said, the real ones will always stand the test of time. My numbers stayed consistent. Theirs didn't. Their numbers dipped and dropped. Ever since I started calling them out, their numbers started going down and down and down. So then Sonny DMs me. Sonny's all like, hey, you know, you want to talk about this? You want to make stuff work? So Sonny comes up there on some, you can come to Afro space and you can come to our space. You know, it doesn't have to be an either way type thing. This dude, this punk sets me up. Because I was the co-host. It was just me and him talking. Next thing you know, he kicks me out and then begs for me to come back in the room. When he kicks me out, I'm like, okay, I'm all right. Because he kicks me out off of the speaker. He kicked me off of the speaker. Not out the room, but he kicked me off of the speaker. I'm like, I ain't going to be here then. I'm not going to be here. if you're gonna kick me off as a speaker, I'm just gonna listen. No, you asked me to come to speak to you, and we agreed to make a space so we can speak. And then as I'm speaking, then the all security tribe, they started piling up in the room, and Sonny acts like the little brother, and he acts like when he's around all his older cousins and all his older brothers, he tries to be the tough guy. And everybody in the back channel calls Sonny soft and mild, and he's passive with me, because me and Sonny never really got into it like that prior to this moment. So everything was kind of being respectful, and then Yaya pulled up, Mel pulled up, Booby pulled up, KD pulled up, all of them started pulling up, and then Sonny, more than likely, they was texting Sonny like, oh, I see you kind of going soft on Afro, you ain't really going hard like that on Afro. Then he switched his energy up and bam, kicked me off. Because he started letting the other speakers come up, and I was handling them, I was handling all of them, and I was, because I was handling Booby, Yaya, Mel, KD, all of them. I was addressing all of them. And then I was all like, hey, y'all ask me a question, let me answer the question. Because I don't like being asked one question by one person, then being asked another question by another person. And then I'm trying to do all of this. I'm like, if you want to ask me a question, I will answer it. I'm answering all the questions, and I'm beating them. I'm like intellectually whooping their ass. They text Sonny like, Sonny, you need to stop being soft with Afro. So then Sonny kicked me off. He kicked me off, and I was just a listener. Then I got removed. Then I was just a listener, and then I came back, and I didn't get on. I didn't get on as a speaker. I came back as a speaker, right? And then I started talking. And mind you, this I only record like hours or an hour or so. I started talking, and then I'm not at this point. I'm like, oh, it's on now. It's on now. So now at this point, nobody was a co-host. Nobody was a co-host. Then he made me and KD a co-host. So me and KD started being a co-host. I'm all like, why are you making me and KD a co-host? So then we all going now we kind of going at it at this point. And then Sonny, punk ass, kicked me out the space again. Just totally removed me this time. So I'm all there like, okay. I'm like, I'm done. Then he can message me, oh, you can please come back to the space. Please come back to the space. Please come back. Because he saw the numbers started dropping when I left. Please come back to the space. Please come back to the space. I come back to the space. When I come back, Yaya is the co-host. So it's Sonny, KD, and Yaya as the co-host. So they muting me, not letting me speak or nothing. I'm all like, Sonny, you are such a damn pussy for this. That was a real bitch move that Sonny did. I would have had respect if we agreed to disagree on our own terms. But don't be folding when you see your groupies in there. Now, I want to play this one clip from Yaya, though. You wasn't talking to me. Well, okay. If you wasn't talking to me, then okay. But I got a lot of that. Dominic, I got a lot of that. I got a whole lot of can't we all just get along? I'm not getting along with them.
On some individual shit. It's your...
Now, this is her trying to gaslight me because I gave legitimate complaints about what my issue was with Secure the Tribe. And here she is trying to make it seem like it's some personal issue that I'm jealous.
Sailor to my homegirl, and we can get off topic. We can go everywhere. It's fine, because at that point, I'm not telling anyone to do their lineage. At that time, I'm not talking about womb work. At that time, I'm not helping give a voice to women who have been hurt by women and holding them accountable because I'm a woman. I'm not doing that kind of work. I'm off to the motherfucking races on some individual shit. It's your beef is individual. You're attacking people on some individual character shit. That's not fair. There's nothing that you can say that Security Tribe is doing that's harming or hurting the community. You can be of lineage and be off code, and people cannot want to fuck with you. It's four of us. We got a brother right now. We're not fucking with him. The nigga's off code. He's toxic. We don't want him around our children at birthday parties. He be off code. He does shit that is scarring and harmful. He gets into it with people. He drinks. He does shit. It's not cool. Is he my brother? Yes, we're womb mates. We came out of her womb. Do I love him? Yes. Am I going to let anybody attack him? No. But I don't have to share space with him because he's off code when it comes to us raising our children and grandchildren. He got some shit going on. People don't have to like everyone to do their stuff. You got upset. You didn't like nobody checking you. That's what family do. We play the dozen. We check each other. We be wrong sometimes. We say my bad. You went off and you used the hashtag, and nobody who literally started the hashtag, it's part of his fucking business. You didn't even investigate enough to even know where it came from. And you went on YouTube, and when somebody called you on it, you should have said, oh, damn, my bad. What is behind it? You could have did it right there in the room. No one kicked you out. No one exiled you. No one said, oh, you're off code. We're not fucking with you no more. You left with your tail between your legs and you got butt fucking hurt. Instead of just staying with the group and figuring out, oh shit, these real niggas. They be calling each other the fuck out, clowning each other. Motherfuckers be having to defend each other. Niggas be, tapes be played. Niggas have come and said, you know what? I did fuck up. I was talking shit about y'all. I didn't even know y'all that well then. I didn't know. I thought she was telling the truth. She seemed and then.
Now, mind you, I just wanted you to hear that where she said, you know, people check each other all the time. That was the important part where she said people check each other all the time and you shouldn't get butthurt about it. Now, this is going to be very important when we talk about how Jason checked them and then next thing you know, they're completely dissing Jason. Now, she just said, I got butthurt because I was checked for using the hashtag without permission, even though it's not a group, and the hashtag applied to all foundational Black Americans. Even though I'm a foundational Black American, I can't use it without the permission of somebody, but it's for everybody. And Yaya wasn't even a part of the group when I made that video, but I'm butthurt for that. That was her logic. Okay. And I need to take accountability and just apologize and man up. That's what she was saying to me. So calling people out is not wrong when Secure the Tribe is doing it. Now, when anybody is doing that to Secure the Tribe, that's off code and you're wrong. Anybody, even Jason Black. When Jason Black calls out Secure the Tribe, then he's wrong. If Jason Black can't call you out, then who can call you out? Who can call you out if it can't? If Jason himself said you guys need to stop, and y'all say, well, Jason, you off code then damn, y'all really are above reproach. Y'all really do think y'all all that then. I could see if it was me, but y'all not even listening to Jason, and he been there longer than all of us combined. So, damn. Okay, now I wanted to play that. Now I'm going to play a clip of. I'm going to play a clip. Now this was the clip months now. Okay, let me tell you. So after that, we stopped messing with them. I stopped messing with them. I would go my way, they would go their way. We would stop interacting with each other. Something happened and they made a meme about me. They kept bringing my name up. I would stop talking about them, but they kept bringing my name up, especially Immortal Melanin. He made a whole meme about me. They was trying to find information out about me and all that stuff. They kept bringing me up. I wasn't bringing them up. They was bringing me up. We was in a space with Rono, me, Nino, and Rich was in the space with Rono, and they were talking about, and he was trying to talk about Pan-Africanism. Booby, Sonny, and Free R. Kelly, who is Tommy, but he changed his name to Free R. Kelly. So you guys know those are the same people. Free R. Kelly is Tommy, so you know. So all of them piled up, and then we was kind of going back and forth. No, because it wasn't about Pan-Africanism. It was about the fact that Rono saw that, hey, a lot of y'all swirlers, so he made a space, the swirler that sat by the door, because he's looking at the situation like, why do you as Secure the Tribe feel like y'all deserve to call people out on code and off code and, oh, that's off code, that's on code, but y'all hi and keying with people who are swirlers? Y'all letting people who are swirlers host Secure the Tribe spaces time and time again. They got whole white spouses, multiple people, but y'all got smoke for black immigrants even if they be one. And other FBA, y'all wasn't even going after the immigrants. Y'all was going after anybody who said anything about y'all or y'all didn't like on some personal stuff. But y'all got swirlers in there. So he made a space for swirler that sat by the door. We jumped in there. Then we was starting to go back and forth. Me, Rich, Nito, Booby, Sonny, and Tommy, who is Free R. Kelly. So you know. They all left. Now, mind you, Sonny was being very trying to like, hey, you know, we don't have to be like this. We can still get along. He was on that, come on, we can still get along type stuff, right? He was on that. Now, I got this. I can't show you guys the information of where it came from because it came from a anonymous source. You know who you are. Thank you very much for sending this to me because I was in there because I was talking about they're trying to make B1 Black America first. And I'm saying Black empowerment is global. They're saying is B1 local or global. Sonny hosted a space saying is B1 global, local or global. Now, mind you, these people were going around talking about let me see. Is it this one? Is Secure the Tribe, look at this. Is Secure the Tribe a part of the new black media? These people were going around saying that Secure the Tribe was the new black media. Okay. So then now they're sitting up there like really bigging themselves up, talking about they're the new black media. So I want you to listen to this. Now let me get back to where me and Immortal kind of got into it, because Immortal came off real reckless.
And then the people who have that energy else to make go away.
Now I'm patiently waiting at the time.
Louis Vuitton, and we were trying to figure out like what was the commotion and.
Even if we go to the movies, we're a group. That the lineage, you part of my lineage. I know you can do it, but hey, is you serious?
Listen.
Because that's what come with the territory. Jesse Jackson's, William O'Neill's, they come with the territory. Are you gonna play with them, or are you gonna get them out the paint? That's all I want to know. Is you gonna play with them, or are you gonna get them out the paint? They come to you and they say, you a group. You know, white folks want to call us all groups. Even if we go to the movies, we're a group. We can't even go to the show. Yo, a group of niggas. No, I don't even know these people, man. We all like the same show. So we went to the movies. You a group. You a group. You a group. Oh, you a gang. You're threatening me. You're threatening me. What the fuck is that? And they putting out free cases on niggas out here in the rap game. Free cases out here, niggas.
Now, mind you, they actually were threatening people. KD specifically. KD was threatening people because in that space where I called him out the first time, Nino brought up the fact that, and I played this in the space before, and I'm not going to even pull it up again because I played this at least a couple times. Nino brought up the fact that Cherie has a mixed child. Who she was previously married to a white man and has at least 2 mixed kids. And then all of a sudden that came to talking about somebody's kid. Why are you bringing kids into the situation? Why are you bringing kids into the situation? Because they don't want the people to really start questioning why is she a part of this group so heavily? Why is she speaking on such authority if she was a swirler a few years ago? So they don't really want nobody saying anything. So what they do is they make a straw man argument by saying you calling out KD having mixed kids or you calling out her having an ex-husband, a white ex-husband, is talking about her kids, is disrespecting her kids. That's a straw man argument. So that's what he was talking about. And then KD came up in there and she was all like, we don't really, she said, niggas really be outside. We don't be playing about our kids, or she said that. She said, niggas really be outside. We don't care about our kids. We'll pull up. April said we'll pull up too. I'm all like, okay, those are threats that you're sending over the internet, talking about pulling up on somebody. And then when we called it out, like, hey, you threatening people? Then it's, oh my God, you're saying women are threatening you? We're women. No, y'all not gonna switch back and forth between we're just damsels and then y'all acting all super masculine, the other just threatening people on the internet. No, we're not doing that. But that was what Immortal was talking about. Let's let him finish.
In whatever game you in, they free casing you. And then you get little worms come up to you and point at you and say, you a group, you a gang, you threatening me, you need to be disbanded. Oh, I know you in certain places trying to have private conversations, and I'm monitoring it. And then you listen to the goofy, and he ain't smart enough to even be thinking them words. He talking to somebody. I don't know what.
Hey, Immortal, hold on, Immortal, who you talking about?
I'm talking about Zesty Elite. I'm talking about Agent Elite down
there. They called me Zesty Elite. Agent Elite. They came up with whole memes and nicknames. That's how much they think about me. They came up with memes and nicknames for me. Okay. I never downloaded anybody's picture and made a meme of them. If you guys start seeing fake profiles, just know I called it out. They're probably going to make fake profiles of me too. But he was talking about me. Now listen.
There. All day. That's my word.
Okay, shit. Don't fuck around with it. Put a name on it.
Yeah. Zesty, the nigga Afro Elite with no afro. The nigga who's Afro Elite and ain't got no afro. Where your afro at, cuz? You faking it all the way around. But see, you fucked up when you said that shit in front of me. You don't point at grassroots activists doing their civic duties and point at them and accuse them of threatening you, and a whole woman at that. And think that I didn't catch that, cuz? Then you talking about where you sneaking around, surreptitiously recording motherfuckers, cuz? Man, I've seen confidential informants just lie.
First off, if I was sneaking around, this is how stupid they are. They are grown. They are old enough to be my father, but they're stupid. I am their father. I feel like I am their father, even though they're old enough to be my father. I son them every time I'm in the space with them, okay? Make them look like total idiot bitches because I'm their dad and I do that, okay? If I was sneaking around recording people, does it make any sense for me to tell you that I am sneaking around recording you? Does that sound like that makes sense? Everybody knows I record, and I keep saying I record where I am, spaces that I am when I speak. I don't just be going around recording any and everybody. But if I tell you I record where I am, and I've recorded conversations, and you know I record things, and people record things, does it make any sense for you to say I'm sneaking around if I'm in a public space on the internet and I tell you I'm recording? If I say, and I said this multiple times, hey, this is being recorded, then next thing you know, it's on YouTube. They're like, huh. Yeah, I told you it was being recorded. Yeah, I told you that.
They'll just lie to get out of whatever they in. And cuz I don't know what you in, man. I don't know what kind of trouble you got in. Maybe you was snorting a little something. Maybe you was doing something to children or something. I don't know what your thing is.
Hey, no, I don't play like that. Hey, we're not gonna do that.
Let you talk. I'm not done.
Hey, don't accuse me of doing that shit though.
Watch, I'm gonna sit quiet.
Not cool. That's not cool. Don't do that.
I get when you talk. Cause I'm gonna been say what it is and it's gonna be what it is, cuz.
Hey, then watch out. Watch your mouth. Don't talk to me like that.
Worry.
I don't play like that. I've never accused y'all of doing nothing to kids, and I don't appreciate y'all saying that about me.
The fam,
Why you always this y'all shit? You having a one-on-one conversation with a brother. What is this y'all shit? Like, come on, get off there, bro.
Hey, well, you need to regulate your space then. He can't be saying that.
it's me, Immortal Melanin, calling you out.
Hey, well, Immortal Melanin, watch your fucking mouth.
Calling you out for accusing grassroots activists of being gangs, calling you out for accusing grassroots activists of.
My bad, Immortal. All right, that's the elite. It was me who wanted you up in here. I invited you to speak because you troll us every fucking day.
Now, mind you, all of them in there, everybody who was in the room heard him say that I was doing something to kids. That's a line that I don't play with. I don't joke about that. I take that very serious. And to be honest, he better be glad I was in a public space. Now, I was actually, I don't know why the audio was choppy, but I did say some things that the audio, I guess, didn't catch. But he's very glad I was in a public space. Otherwise, I really would have blew up, but I was trying to keep my composure. But everybody was in there, and then Boobies are like, who is y'all? Who is y'all? He was co-hosting the space. He was co-hosting, Mel was co-hosting, and Sonny was co-hosting. And all of them just let him say that. Immortal Melanin said he really crossed the line, accusing me of being a damn pedophile because he doesn't like the fact that I called him out. Okay? Sonny is a fucking bitch. Sonny is a whole bitch. Jason made him look like a whole bitch coward. I'm calling Sonny out specifically. Mel is a bitch. Mel is a whole bitch. And Booby is a bitch. Everybody, Yaya, she's a bitch. KD is a bitch. Immortal Melanin is a bitch. He is a whole bitch. And especially Free R. Kelly. All of them is a bunch of bitches. All of them. Free R. Kelly needs some therapy for what happened with his family. I know that. I know what happened with his family. I'm not going to put his business out there, but Free R. Kelly needs to stay in his lane because he doesn't want Twitter to know what I know about him. So he really needs to stay in his lane. This type of stuff is getting me heated because they're the ones who get to call people on code and off code. Now, they got mad at me because Rich called KD a hood rat, but nobody said anything when this dude got on stage and said I was a damn pedophile. Nobody had nothing to say then, but it's disrespectful for you to call KD a hood rat. And I was the one supposed to be coming to her rescue. You can send this to him. I'm sure they're watching because Immortal Melanin keeps leaving comments on my YouTube channel. So I'm sure he's going to see this. Immortal Melanin is a broke ass bitch coward. And he's probably, and I'm assuming he's homosexual as well too. I'm assuming he is the way he stalks me. But I'm calm now. Let me calm down. Yep. Let me calm down. I don't play like that. I do not play like that at all. If you guys have known me for years on Facebook, I used to call out, pedophilia and everything way before I was even on Twitter like that. I used to call that out. That stuff is the utmost serious to me. I don't joke like that at all. I would never accuse nobody. I'm still not accusing them. I hate their guts. I will still not accuse them of that unless I had sufficient evidence to back that up, because that's a very serious thing. You don't say, oh, well, I think you probably did. So I don't know. Did you do something to kids? What are you saying? Do you want to fight me? Do you want to meet me somewhere then? Like, even though I'm not threatening violence, this dude is just a weirdo who doesn't have a life. But I'm just giving you the energy that I was feeling at the time. All of them a bunch of bitches who got unemployment stimulus checks going around. They probably got disability checks for their brains, to be honest. But I want to let you hear the end where I was asking the question. Now, mind you, Black Alpha had messaged me the day before because he was going to make a Twitter space the day after. He had messaged me the day before. He, Nino, and Rich, all of us, we were going to get in on this Twitter space. We didn't know that Jason was going to make a Twitter space. This was Jason's first Twitter space. He made like a couple days ago. We didn't know that because Jason posted that in the morning. Okay. So let me listen. Let me play this.
Hold on. Fuck.
Sonny is such a damn pussy. Now look. I want you to hear me asking this question.
Asian hate, and people were talking about Asian hate crimes as the Asian race. They weren't talking about stop Japanese.
Hold on.
Be playing games, family, because it's already a certain type of energy with these niggas. It's been sneak shots and sneak disses for a whole bunch of goofy shit.
Hold on.
FBA system a certain way
No.
Not answering is an answer.
Now listen to this.
Let's talk about.
Hold on, because I gotta go. So
Okay.
your answer.
I was on this for over an hour, and I'm asking one single question because they said that B1 is global and black only means Black American, and you can't be Black American because I assume, based off of what they're saying, they've traveled everywhere in the world and met every single black person in the entire world, and all black people outside of America thinks the exact same way, and they are the exact same, and that none of them identify as black, so they are not black. Because the only way you can be black is if you identify as black. So if you as a black person say I'm not black, then you're not black, according to them. If you remember, Booby said that race is not real. He said that.
Okay, Katie, so your answer.
You guys, he's recording.
I'm not recording.
I wasn't. My family was, but I wasn't. Shout out to the family.
I don't even know who said that, but I'm asking a question.
I want to answer the
I'm asking a question.
I want to answer.
So
Yeah, you for that? But darling Nikki, he can record because we want people to hear this. B1 Black American first. That's it. We want them to hear this.
I'm just saying that he's going to.
Okay, so my second question before I go, either it's a yes or no. If a non-FBA person who's on this land, if that person, he or she says, I'm going to put my blackness first and I'm going to do everything to promote black empowerment, I'm B1. We, as foundational Black Americans, we tell them, no, you can't be B1 because you're not a foundational Black American. Yes or no?
Don't answer that question. Don't answer.
Why not? By you not answering, you're answering the question, really.
No.
Not answering is an answer.
Darling Nikki, we know exactly what he's doing.
No, right? I'm asking yes or no. I'm being respectful and asking yes or no.
See, okay, if you guys want to know why I don't like people talking and interrupting in Twitter spaces, is because in the playback, it sounds totally messed up. It really messes the audio up. That's why I'm strict on don't interrupt. Stop. Don't do the back and forth interrupting thing. Because in the playback, you can't really make out what's going on. Now, when I said, okay, so you're saying that if you can't be black first if you're not FBA, no matter what, you can't be black first unless you're FBA. If they say, I'm B1, I'm not FBA, but I'm B1, we tell them no, right? Darling Nikki, she caught on because she already knows that I'm smarter than all of them. She already knows that. So she caught on. She was like, don't answer that, because that was gonna be the kill shot of all of them. That was gonna be it for everybody. I'm all like, the second they answered no, that's gonna be it. Because what they do is, and let me give you guys a little bit of a tip from debating, right? What people do when they debate other people, and this is like a shiesty thing politicians do often, all the time as well too. Okay? They don't like to answer questions in absolutes. That way, that gives them a door to backpedal. That gives them some room to backpedal. They get to say, well, I didn't technically say that, or I was just confused, or you thought I meant something and I really meant the other thing. So that's why I'm all like, okay, let's be very specific. Are you saying that you can't be B1 unless you're FBA? They don't want to answer that because they are like, well, in the case that we're wrong, we want to backpedal. That's the only way. Because if you firmly believe that, then why didn't you say that? If you firmly believe that, then why are you not answering the question? Why did Darling Nikki say don't answer that? Like it's a trick question. Don't answer that. That's what you guys are saying. I'm asking what you believe. You guys are telling me B1 means Black America first. So we tell them no, they can't be B1. But you know that's not right. So that's why you don't want to say that. Because these whole few days they've been going up to Jason and they've been going up to Tariq. It was I've learned so many things. I just didn't understand. I didn't know. Thank you for teaching me, Jason. Thank you for teaching me, Tariq. I just didn't know. Now, mind you, the space that I showed you with me, Rich and Nino are Black People Too Emotional. That was months ago. And we were talking about B1 means Black first everywhere. We were saying that months ago. So this was a build up ever since then. They're making it seem like, oh, I just didn't know. I'm just now hearing B1. I never even heard of it before. I didn't know what it meant. When me, Nino, was talking to him in that space saying, this is exactly what B1 means, and this is exactly how it's used. This is what Jason means when he brings it up. Then they want to go into Jason's program and space, and they want to be like, well, Jason, I just thought that B1 meant, I just didn't know what, I had no idea what you meant. That all that coward lying stuff. And they knew that. And that's why Darling Nikki was like, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Now, I want to show you something too, because everybody knows that Sonny is the soft little brother of the group. But I want you to see how Sonny acts when I leave. This is when I leave the room. This is how. Now, I was in there the whole time. Sonny didn't say a word. Now, when I leave the room, this is what happens.
With these niggas. I don't tweet at these niggas. I don't. Why would people want to come over here and throw away their whole fucking culture, all they guards, all they traditional things that they eat, just so they could try to identify with my shit? That's my first question. That's my question to you, Afro. Why would they give up their whole culture that they got back in their homeland to adapt and to assimilate into my culture? That's my question to you. My culture is Black. We cook our greens a certain way. We eat our sweet potatoes and our yams a certain way. We make our chicken a certain way. We boil. I wear my clothes a certain way. That's Black culture. So why would somebody from across the diaspora want to come over here and throw away their whole culture so they can identify with Blackness when they don't do that?
This doesn't make any sense because Black is a race. So you know. But look at the way he's talking now. Sonny never spoke to me that way before. We was just in a space literally last night, the night before. And he was being all cool and calm with me. The thing is that Secure the Tribe gets on Sonny's ass because Sonny doesn't have smoke for me like that. Sonny is like, he was like, hey, Afro, how you doing? Me and Sonny prior to this had a little bit of mutual respect. I never really dissed Sonny like that. I called him soft, he was. But and he said things about me, but there was still, okay, we in each other's presence, we not gonna go at each other. Sonny was always the most respectful out the group, but they got mad at Sonny for that. So they would be in the back channels being all like, Sonny, you need to stop being soft with Afro. Sonny, you need to be hard. So that's why Sonny's trying to act all macho and tough. Now, listen to what he's saying.
That shit back at the crib. They don't. I'm not finna be playing games, family, because it's already a certain type of energy with these niggas. I don't tweet at these niggas. I don't at these niggas. There is no Secure the Tribe spaces where I'm talking shit about this nigga, but I could go through this nigga whole catalog as disses and sneak shots and a whole bunch of other shit. So it's really, I'll be honest. I kind of, That's on some whole other.
And now this dude sounded like Roland Martin. Hold on. Now I gotta drag him. I gotta do it, y'all. I gotta do it, y'all. Come on. Y'all already know.
Shit about this nigga, but I could go through this nigga whole catalog is this.
Do you hear his voice? Do you guys hear his voice? It sounds like his voice, he's scared. He's trying, this is why you know he's trying to be tough, because he sounds like he's scared. He's scared right now. Listen to the tone in his voice. He doesn't sound, he sounds scared and nervous. Listen.
When they don't do that shit back at the crib, they don't. I'm not finna be playing games, family, because it's already a certain type of energy with these niggas. I don't tweet at these niggas. I don't at these niggas. There is no security tribe spaces where I'm talking shit about this nigga, but I could go through this nigga whole catalog is sneak shots and a whole bunch of other shit. So it's really, I'll be honest. I kind of.
I'll be honest. You see, he's nervous. This dude's stuttering all over. Is sneak shots and this is and this dude is scared.
It's on some whole other shit, family. So
I'm not even at my phone at the time.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. Niggas be on some straight up goofy shit. Niggas do not mention these niggas at all. There no tweet, no.
And yes, they do. This Immortal Melanin was mentioning me every day. Every day. Made a whole meme about me. They made a whole meme about me. Called me Agent Elite, Zesty Elite, this Elite, that Elite. I'm damn. Afro, you ain't got an afro. What about your headband, Afro? Every day.
No space, no nothing. Niggas throw sneak shots and sneak disses about Secure the Tribe a whole bunch. And we lucky we let the nigga Rich get off with him calling KD a fucking hood rat and a fucking roach, nigga. You let a whole.
Now I played for you the clip. Now see that. Now I'm glad I played y'all the clip because he ever since then they've been throwing extras on it. He called her a hood rat and a roach. You heard the clip yourself, and it's on Black Alpha's channel. Rich never called her a roach. He just said, see, that's that hood rat action. He just said she was acting like a hood rat, which she was. Let them tell it. Rich threatened to kill her, slit her throat, and dump her body in a damn lake. Let them tell it. You're like, I can't believe you let a tether threaten to blow Katie's head off. Blow Katie's head off? Whoever said blow Katie's head off? Yeah, he threatened to burn her house down. You let them tell it. He threatened to burn her house down. I'm like, oh my God. I listened to the space. He kicked her off. I'm like, that's not what he said. That's not what he said at all. let them tell it. Let them tell it. Rich turned into like a whole blonde hair, blue-eyed white supremacist, calling her a nigger and everything. Yeah, did you hear? He said she was a monkey nigger from Africa. I'm like, Rich is B1 though. Rich would never say that. So I go back and look. Rich all like, you need to stop acting like a hood rat. And they moved on. I'm like, Rich didn't say that. I mean, let them tell it. Rich docks Katie's whole information out. Listen. Let them tell it. Rich kidnapped Katie and tied her up, put her in his basement or something like that. Let them tell it. I mean, they just put all these extras on everything. Let them tell it. I'm like, oh my God. He disrespected Katie. I'm like, okay, all right.
Fucking Haitian call an FBA sister a hood rat and a roach. You ain't checked that nigga.
That's some off call.
Now, mind you, like I said, I was not even at my phone. I didn't even hear what Rich said until I played the thing back.
Oh shit, nigga. That's some fuck that. Hey, come on, bro. That's some off code shit. And then he's speaking on FBA.
No, hold on. And then hold on, Bobby. Then listen, because I've been trying.
This dude don't know how to speak. Listen. Hold on. You can tell he's not used to being assertive. Just like masculinity doesn't really come naturally to him. You can tell that he's the little brother. I swear he is. He's the youngest of his group.
There, no tweet, no
Listen
space,
to how much
no
he's
nothing.
stuttering like he's
Niggas throw
scared.
sneak shots and sneak disses about Secure the Tribe, a whole bunch. And we lucky we let the nigga Rich get off with him calling KD a fucking hood rat and a fucking roach, nigga. You let a whole fucking Haitian call an FBA sister a hood rat and a roach, you ain't check that nigga.
That's some off cold shit, nigga. That's some fuck that. Hey, come on, bro. That's some off cold shit. And then he's speaking on FBA.
No, hold on. And then hold on, Bobby. Then we had
Y'all know that. Hold on. I would play it, but I probably would get a copyright strike, and I'm trying to avoid that because I want this channel to grow. We can get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month. That's my goal. So I don't want no copyright strike. But you guys ever watch like Looney Tunes, and then what's the Porky Pig, I think the name was, and he would come out at the end and he'd be like, that's all, folks. That's all, folks. That's how Sonny sounds right now. That's all, folks. Listen.
Some off cold shit, nigga. That's some fuck that. Hey,
listen.
Bro. That's some off cold shit. And then he's speaking on FBA.
No, hold on. And then hold on, Bobby. Then listen, because I've been trying. I'm the cool nigga. And then I try to get an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Up in Rhino space. And
now, mind you, I left. At this point, I left. I'm like, okay, I'm going. Y'all not gonna let me speak. I'm going.
And as soon as we leave, these niggas still up in their space 2-3 hours talking shit about niggas. Nigga, it ain't shit, nigga. We could do a charity boxing match, nigga. I know where the fuck you at, nigga. I don't give.
No, he doesn't. Chicago's one of the biggest cities in America. You would never find me. Trust me, you don't want to. You won't want to. You don't want to, Sonny. You don't want to find me. You never would, but you don't want to.
I don't give a fuck where niggas is recorded, what niggas. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. All that goofy shit, nigga, y'all niggas don't fuck with the right nigga, bro. Y'all think because Sonny motherfucking quiet, the shit sweet, nigga. Nigga, set that shit up. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, nigga. Goofy ass nigga, record and go tell that, put that shit on your YouTube channel, nigga.
He sounds so scared. He sounds so scared. He sounds scared, family. He sounds so scared.
I just want to let this be known, family. Chicago we do not take credit for that nigga. He is probably not from the city. He probably live in the suburbs. We do not take credit for that nigga.
I wish this muff mouth nigga would shut up because he does not represent Chicago. This dude talking like he represents Chicago. I just want to say he just no.
Hey, but hold on, bro. But I never seen Sonny that. You know, I never.
Nobody's ever seen Sonny man up like that. Nobody's ever seen that because Sonny was pressured to do that. Sonny never went off, and he was only doing that because I said I was going to leave. So Sonny's all like, "Oh yeah, let me say something right before Afro leaves so I can look tough." Hold on. Something.
See Sonny like that. Hey, Sonny, bro, real talk, bro. I got a question, family. For the charity boxing match, bro, you trying to go against Rocky?
Hey man, niggas, hey listen. Niggas lucky shit been cool and sweet with them niggas, bro. I'm gonna keep that shit a band, family. I don't give a fuck how niggas feel. I don't give a fuck if you decide to rock with me, you decide to follow me or unfollow me. It's been sneak shots and sneak disses for a whole bunch of goofy shit. I invited people into the space so they could see that we could build together, whether you FBA, B1, 80s.
Now you see how that space turned out because Sonny let them co-opt the space. It was going good when it was just me and Sonny talking, but Sonny folds like a damn lawn chair when he sees the rest of Secure the Tribe, and he let them take the space over. Everything was going well with me and Sonny, but the thing is, Sonny has such low testosterone, he folds when he sees a more powerful man or woman in the room. So when a more masculine man or woman comes up in the room, Sonny is going to acquiesce to them. So that's why the space got taken over. That's why we didn't make any progress.
Whatever, I wanted the people to see that we could get on code, man. But listen, if you're going to keep being on some goofy shit, then we could get goofy with you, nigga. And when I get goofy,
look, I feel like he already beat me there. I don't know if he did that on purpose. We could get goofy. We could get goofy. Hold on. Did y'all catch that?
It's been sneak shots and sneak disses for a whole bunch of goofy shit. I invited people into the space so they could see that we could build together, whether you FBA, B1, ADOS, whatever. I wanted the people to see that we could get on code, man. But listen, if you're gonna keep being on some goofy shit, then we could get goofy with you, nigga. And when I
think he's related to Roland Martin. I think he's related to Roland Martin. I ain't seen stuttering like this since Roland Martin. If you want to be on some goofy shit, then we could get goofy. We could get goofy. I don't want to fight you, Sonny, because I would feel like the bully. If I hit you, I would feel like I'm beating up on somebody who's special ed. I don't want to fight you because you know how certain fighters, they have like reserved parking spots. If there's a disabled sticker on your car in your reserved parking spot, I'ma feel bad. I get up there, I got boxing gloves. And this dude walked in the building with a helmet on. I'm like, okay, he needs a helmet. He needs a helmet. This dude's Porky Pig over here. We could get goofy. That is something else. So after that, the next day, our brother Jason Black made his space, right? Now, before then, when they saw that Jason was about to make a space and knew that Jason was about to be on their ass, what they decided to do is they decided to try to do some damage control. So now that is B1. Now this was the space I was in before. Is B1 local or global? Hold on. Then when they saw the space, is Secure the Tribe remixing the code? They all said, no, we're just redefining the code. Okay. All right. Then Jason started calling them out because they were making tweets like this. Because they was in the back when Jason said B1 is global, Black empowerment is global. Last one left, one of the new groupie ass niggas. Nobody knew who this dude is. Nobody. This dude starts going after Jason Black of all people, saying that Jason Black is off code. According to who? See, they have a different code than B1 certified Black society. They have a very different code. So they say Jason Black is off code. I took a screenshot of the people who quote tweeted it. This is Mel, the leader of Secure the Tribe, like a motherfucker. And it's up now, so smoke, okay. That's not the energy he came in Secure the Tribe with. In Jason's space with. You know. Then here's Sierra Satin making disses. We finna get B1 out the paint. This rhetoric takes us from one kumbaya ship to another kumbaya ship. Trying to get B1 out the paint. Now, remember when Yaya said, oh, you can't just take accountability except when you're wrong, except when people correct you, when people check you. So that's a gaslighting tactic when they want to ostracize somebody else, when they want to reprimand somebody else. It's just, you just don't know how to take accountability. You're just wrong. You're not mature enough to understand what you did wrong. You know, it's your problem. You're the reason that we have an issue because you were jealous that you couldn't use Secure the Tribe. You were just jealous that you weren't in the group, remember? And you just need to take accountability. That's what Yaya said. Now, the whole group is about delineating, and accountability, okay? So when Jason was being very merciful when he first started speaking to them, for like the first hour or two, Jason kept saying the same thing over and over. I looked in the back. I'm like, damn, Jason is not really this patient with y'all. Y'all really testing his patience. Jason is not that patient in general when it comes to saying the same thing over and over. You listen, I'm gonna tell you something. And I've got B1 on the hashtag. Like, trust me, I'm B1 all the way. Been following Jason for years. My advice to you, don't let Jason have to tell you the same thing twice. Don't let because he'll tell you one thing. He'll be nice when he tells you the first time. If he has to tell you again, he is not going to have the same nice energy. I'm telling you that based off of me hearing him. So Jason is being like incredibly nice to them in that space. Over and over. He's being like super nice to them in that space. I was like impressed. I'm like, damn, Jason is being like nice as hell to them. I'm like, okay, that's something else. So they kept now. Mel switched up the energy. Now I'm gonna pull this clip up. This is from D Tubman's channel. You got me stuttering like Sonny over here. I mean, at my time, it is 4 o'clock in the morning, so I would have a reason. Sonny was just scared. That's a big difference. And I'm not nearly stuttering as bad as he is. I've been up all day, and I'm not nearly stuttering like he was. We could get crazy. It sounded like he was like doing what's that disc remix like DJ thing. We could get crazy. Like it sounded like a start up to a song or something like that. Somebody should remix that because Mel is a rapper, right? Mel is a rapper. Maybe somebody can remix that. I'm gonna remix that into a beat. Y'all unlock the level of petty. I'm gonna take Sonny's stuttering and I'm gonna turn that into a beat. I'm gonna do it, y'all. I'm gonna do it. I will turn Sonny into a beat. I will turn his stuttering into a beat. Yep, I'm gonna do that. It's a DJ remix. Now, okay, let me find our sister D Tubman's channel where she was talking to. Now, this was Jason's, because Jason went live, not live. Well, I guess technically it is live. Jason went on Spaces 3 days in a row. Okay. So this was his third Space 3 days. So, let me listen. Now, I'm pulling this up. Hold on. Let me see. No, that's not that one. That was Tariq's. Shout out to our brother Tariq. No, that's not that one. That was this one. Okay. Now, when Mel, you saw, let me show you. Let me see. Yeah, I'm a remix. I am going to remix Sonny, and I'm gonna make it into a beat. And Mel is probably gonna try to copy that because he's a struggling rapper. Now, this is Mel saying that TBA was off code. This is him saying that. Now I'm gonna show you the energy Mel came up there when he was talking to TBA. I'm trying to find exactly when he said that. Hold on. This Jason went long for like a long time. Let me see. Okay. Listen to this. Now, I'm leaving this up here. I'm leaving this up here so you can see Mel said Jason is off code like a motherfucker. That's what Mel said.
Do with their opportunity, that's on them. Let me go ahead and Mel, you can go ahead and mute yourself.
All right, secure the tribe. Jason,
I've been listening to you. I've been following your channel since like 2016, 2017. I was fracking in West Texas. So I used to listen to you for like 16 hours. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to you all day. The Black Professor Truth channel, Tariq,
The Black Professor Truth channel, Professor Black Truth channel. That's how you know he doesn't listen. The Black Professor Truth channel, Professor Black Truth's channel. Okay.
But I respect you, you know what I'm saying? But we're delineating 2017.
Now, look at the energy. And I even called this out on my timeline. I'm like, that's a totally different energy. You just said, Jason, let me make it bigger for you. Okay? This is Mel saying, Jason is off code. Okay, now you saw that. Actually, I might as well show you the channel, then put this up and then show you the window. Okay, now look, this is the space he came in there with. The energy.
Thing I take a look at. So let me go ahead and Nino Black, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, no, this male spoke after Nino.
All right, secure the tribe. Jason, I've been listening to you. I've been following your channel since like 2016, 2017. I was fracking in West Texas. So I used to listen to you for like 16 hours. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to you all day. The Black Professor Truth channel, Tariq, you know what I'm saying? But I respect you, you know what I'm saying? But we're delineating. I'm delineating. I'm a Black American, and I'm just putting my people first. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Who said that you do not put your people first? Who said that?
Trolls.
Okay, sir. First of all, let's be very, very clear. I don't like a coward, and you're coming off as a coward.
But I'm showing my face.
Okay, sir, you're showing your ass is what you're showing. We don't know who the hell you are.
Who are you? Don't ever call me a coward. You're not.
I'm the guy who you are quoting. That's who I am. I'm the guy you're quoting. And if you ever get that iPhone 1 replaced, maybe you can keep a good signal on it. But I'm the guy that you're quoting. And the reason you're quoting me is because I actually have a lick of sense. If you actually had it, it'd be a different matter. But you don't. Just because you have the ability to start a Twitter space doesn't mean you know a damn thing. The problem is with ineffective, failed, unaccomplished Black males, and yes, I meant what I just said. When they are unaccomplished Black males, they think that having the ability to pick up a microphone and squeal, or pick up a phone and sit up here and blab, is a substitute for actually knowing what the hell they're talking about. So they pick up phrases from every damn where, like a lollipop rolling down the street. They pick up lint and grime, or in some cases, maybe something useful, and they pick it all up together, but they don't actually have a cohesive thought in there. Now, the reason why I called him a coward is because he's been sitting over there talking about TBA is off code. No, not at all. But I don't appreciate individuals speaking one way when they're not around, and then they get over here and all of a sudden it's something different. So if you're going to be harboring places where people are saying TBA is off code, you need to come front and center with that. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't think that people were sitting up here monitoring it. He found out the hard way.
I'm going to tell y'all one thing about D-Top. I'm not sure if that's who he found it out from, but if you go on space to speak to either Jason Black or Tariq, best believe as you are speaking, your background, your paperwork is being ran currently as you're speaking. All your likes, who you subscribe to, who you retweet, things you comment, everything is going to get checked as you're speaking, and they will call it out. Y'all think that Jason and Tariq don't know the stuff that y'all say. y'all think because they got their own things and they pop in every so often and they dip out for a little bit, and we're more on like the ground, and we're kind of like more aware of these situations, and they just pop in and pop out, and there's so much going on, they probably miss a lot of stuff. So y'all think y'all can sneak this ha and kiki and da. Y'all think y'all can do that, and that won't get back to Jason and Tariq. And he just found out that I've been listening to you since 2016 and everything, and you and Black Professor Truth. Oh yeah, and I really respect you. Yeah, okay. That's not what you said outside. You was Jason off cold like a motherfucker. And then he came, Jason, you're like an icon to me, and I just really thought that we are delineating. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. Then a lot of them tried to come up there and snitch on me. A lot of them, not in this one, but the other one. Lord, they tried to snitch on me and Nino to both Jason and Tariq. I can't tell you how many times it was really Afro. Afro, the one who started all of this. It was really Afro. Oh Lord. Look, I want to show y'all the clip. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up. The clip of when April thought that she was going to be able to snitch on me. See, and the thing is that they really don't think that their backgrounds is getting ran through. They don't think that. They are unaware that people know. Hold on. Okay. Listen, hold on. Let me see.
We just talk in circles forever and ever and ever and ever. So even when we show up, I literally explained this hours ago to multiple people, and they're still saying it. Well, that's anecdotal. Yes, sir. That's an individual. Well, what about the rest of them? Yeah, that's the group. The anecdotal individual does not represent the group. Oh, well, nobody said that before. Sir, it's been a bunch of you.
Okay. Now, hold on. Here we go. Listen to this.
Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, April Showers. Peace, power, and reparations to the
Peace,
people.
power, and reparations.
So just for clarity, right? Because definitely for me, Black First is being my lineage, my ethnicity, right? And so I think that is the understanding that everyone here gets, that are on code, that it has to do with your lineage. It has to do with your ethnicity, and putting that first. It has nothing and absolutely nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. It should not be confused. If you have to hyphen, if you have to say that you are a Black /Haitian, then that is not on code, because there is no hyphen, there is no Black, and you can't be Black Jamaican and be on code. And so I just want to that is my understanding, and I want to make sure that those of my family that's here as well, I just want to make sure that we're all on that same page, because that's my understanding. Is that correct?
Oh, I was just okay.
Well, it can be, sure.
Okay, pretty much all I was saying is D Tubman does a background check. Y'all thinking y'all can snuggle up to the big three. Y'all thinking y'all can snuggle up to Jason and Tariq, because really Professor Black Truth doesn't do Twitter spaces. Y'all thinking y'all can, hey Tariq, hey Jason, I've been following you since 2016, and I named my son after you, and I got your name tattooed on my arm right here. That's how much I love you. You know what I'm saying? You thinking all of that ass kissing is gonna save you, like they don't know who really rocks with them. Y'all think Jason and Tariq are just like these gullible people who get their ego blown up, and they feel like anybody who compliments them is gonna be like, oh yes, of course, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, they know who rock with them. They know who really supports them. They know who's been here, and they know who hasn't. And they know who's been sneak dissing them. They know who's been throwing shade. And then they in the spaces ha and Kiki, and April is big on that. She is big for that. She would say one thing in one room and a totally different thing in another room.
Can be. The only thing we don't want is bastardization of it. That is all. But it absolutely can be. Thank you very much for weighing in here. By the way,
now hold on. That was the first, because April got up on there 3 times. April got up on there 3 times. I'm gonna show y'all, if y'all didn't know how to look something up real fast. What you should do when you're in YouTube, right? You can go to the transcripts. If they have transcripts, just go to that. That opens this up, the transcripts up like this, and then you can do a word search, and then you can find it. It shows how many April showers. Okay. And then you can like zip through it like that.
Thank you very much for checking in here. April Showers, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Wait, went like 3 times.
Okay, April Shower, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Black first. So, just real quick, I think as well, I want to add to the fact that Black Americans are being disrespected by immigrants.
Now, this
right?
is, mind you, this is her 3rd time coming up there to speak. Jason knew about her from the first time, but he let her go the first time and the second time. Like, I'm telling you, Jason is not often that patient, but he's letting him get a pass. And they just taking it for granted. Now look at how she comes up there. Notice when I spoke to Jason, and I spoke to Jason on all 3 of his spaces, and Tariq on his space, I didn't bring up anybody's name. I didn't tell on anybody. They came up there to Jason and Tariq like, Afro and Nino. It was really Afro and Nino, and they let Rich. They came up there snitching, thinking that Jason doesn't know us, or Tariq doesn't know us, and then that Jason or Tariq would reprimand us. But look at how well that backfired.
Like Nino was up here earlier, and he has rooms and stages where he has an immigrant who says that he's B1, but he calls Black American women. He talks about them nasty. He calls them ghetto and hood rats and things of that sort. And Nino never corrects him. That is what we feel is off code, right? That's not B1, right? And they consistently allow this disrespect of Black Americans, and that's why there's been such a
wait a minute. Who's allowing the disrespect of Black Americans?
Nino, who was on this stage earlier, is one of those main ones. Nino, Afro Elite, they allow people who are not Black American to disrespect other Black Americans, women especially.
Okay, well, let me find out here how. Because I've known Nino for a while, so you're going to explain this to me. Exactly how is he disrespectful, ma'am?
He literally allows immigrants to say disrespectful things because we may not agree on the discussion at the moment. He'll call women bed wenches that aren't even married to white men, right? It's just something that.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Slow down. I know Nino. Nino's not going to just speak out of turn. So if he says something, there's substantiation. Slow down. If he says something, there's substantiation behind it.
He was talking about a Black woman.
Okay, ma'am, slow down, okay? I've asked you several times. I'm hosting. I'm trying to say something. People cannot hear both of us. I know Nino. I've known this brother's been following me for years. So this isn't just somebody who just showed up one day. So for you to make that specific accusation, there's got to be substantiation behind this. So let me find out here. When you say he's calling, foundational Black Americans, you say he's calling them bedwenches even if they're not married to a white man?
Correct. And he's talked about their children. He's talked about Black American
I got, slow down. It's just a yes or no for a moment. You're saying he's talking about Black women are bedwenches even if they're not married to a white man. Okay, are you married to a white man?
Absolutely not. I've never been with a white man.
That's strange because I see a tweet from you in January 2014 of "I'ma probably marry me a white man." Sigh. Is that somebody else?
All 6 of my children are from my Black American husband.
Okay, but is that somebody else?
No, that is my tweet.
Okay, then understand something. You are suspect.
In 2022,
oh yes, ma'am. Oh, you damn right. Yes, ma'am. You damn right you are. Now let me explain to you why, ma'am. I'm gonna mute you if you talk over the host. I'm gonna mute you. So I would suggest you stop.
That backfired on her. She came in there. It's Nino. It's Afro Elite. Now, mind you, I never said anything. And Nino wasn't even in the space. But Nino and Afro Elite, they allow a Black American to be disrespected. Y'all allow disrespect to go across. Disrespect is fine as long as it's not against Secure the Tribe. Then it's, KD's such a damsel. Oh my God. And she's just such a motherly being who just gets disrespected by Rich. Rich tried to kill her. Rich tried to kill KD, and Afro and Nino helped. It's them. They allowed the tethers are they made it seem like Rich is leading a zombie Haitian army, and me and Nino let them tell it. Rich is leading a zombie army, an army of zombie robots from Haiti, and me and Nino are helping him, and their first target is KD. She came up, Jason, I just have to tell you something. Rich broke into KD's house, and Afro and Nino helped. He was like, huh? He broke into her house in the middle of the night just because she's an FBA woman who saved Mason, Tennessee by herself. He broke into her house. And he's disrespecting women and called me a bedwench. He was like, really? Are you sure they did? Yes, he did. He's been they're kidnappers. They kidnapped me. I'm kidnapped right now on this Twitter space with you right now. I'm locked up. I'm in the closet. They made it say I'm handcuffed right now with my cell phone. I'm lagging. Damn. All right, we've been on long. Let me wrap things up a little bit. Let me get to the point. All right, all the joking. I'm just having fun with you guys. It's almost 5 o'clock. I need to get my ass to bed. So, tried to snitch on me. That was I was about to say JL. That was not JL. JL didn't do nothing wrong. That was KD. Now, let me show you how she tried to do the same thing with Tariq. The very next day she came up there, tried to pull the same thing with Tariq. And I never mentioned April one time. April was not in the room when that happened at all. April wasn't in the room. First off, let me show you how Booby tried to tell on me to Tariq. Listen to this.
Holding this space, man. First and foremost, brother, I've been rocking with you since 2015, man. I call this here Ism Radio. Changed my life, brother. I've been rocking with you ever since. So I just want you to know.
Shout out to our brother.
I'm about to tell you some things, and it's gonna be the God honest truth. The fact of the matter is, the Security Tribe people, they're pulling an ADOS 2.0. They had a good hashtag and a good model that we all got behind because I'm FBA on both.
Hold on.
That's a black truth. Again, brother, I'll say you really changed my life since 2015. Every week. have been for the last 6-7 years.
I'm trying to get to Booby.
Then that's when they started pushing back on us. And then so me and Afro was trying to correct them on these things. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick because I know you don't like people being long-winded. When me and Afro tried to correct them on a lot of these things, because we came in good faith, like, okay, maybe y'all just don't understand, so let's correct some misunderstanding. They started fighting back on us, and somehow it got to TBA, and TBA even came at them on some respectful stuff initially. But once he came in and corrected them and said B1 does not necessarily mean Black American first. That's not to say we don't put ourselves first. Everybody throughout the diaspora needs to put their home first. People in Jamaica, if you be one, you need to clean up Jamaica. If you be one in Nigeria, you need to clean up Nigeria. That way you can be of use to everybody else in the diaspora. So I'm all for us taking care of home first, securing our mass first. But when TBA corrected them on that and basically blew their whole spot up, now they going on the jihad against him. And now Professor Black Truth, he don't even speak on things like this. He's, how Professor Black Truth do.
Right. That's why I wanted to know what was anybody's problem with Professor Black Truth? He don't get into no issues with nobody. So what was that about?
His association with TBA, and that's it. They pulling out the same rhetoric that ADOS did when y'all called out ADOS for the agent behavior they was on, and they started pulling out all the same. I'm talking about word for word same accusations against TBA and PBT. They pulling out the same thing, the same screenshots, the same accusing him of being somebody that he's not. All the same rhetoric, and I know why, because a lot of these people that's in the security tribe are former ADOS. April, for instance, is former ADOS. She denies it, but I have proof that she is. Me and Afro have proof about everything we're saying. Like, we're not just pulling stuff out of our ass.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Nino, man.
Now look at Booby coming to snitch. Now, this was Booby's second time speaking on Tariq's thing.
I see Booby wants to get back on. Booby, hop back on, brother.
Yeah, man, this shit is here crazy, man. You seen that nigga Afro waiting on stage. You went through about 5 niggas. Yeah, he was just sitting up there waiting. That's how much vitriol they got towards Security Tribe, man. Again, all we doing is standing on Black American business, man. And that's the problem. We didn't try to co-opt B1. We thought it was Black American because he FBA. So we like, okay, we just thought that. You get what I'm saying? But he corrected. He was like, no, it means Black globally. We like, cool, bitch. That's how we took. We like, nigga, that's Pan-Africanism. We gonna agree to disagree. But they have a problem with that. So, and that's really what the issue is. These boys don't know us from a can of paint. You get what I'm saying? I met Sunny Mill on Twitter. This ain't no.
Now, I just wanted to show you that because that was, you see, he name dropped me and I did name drop Booby. They really telling on themselves, to be honest, with all the name dropping that they're doing. Secure the Tribe were the only people who really went out there and name drop anybody. Nobody else name dropped nobody. Nobody else tried to tell on anybody. It's Secure the Tribe. They was all like, well, Afro. Hold on.
I don't do it. Ain't nothing greasy about April. So I wanted to make sure that was clear, as well as Ben, the predator, who we have messages of him being almost 40, inboxing 19-year-old children and asking them, maybe they could have a family and go on dates, but he's up here. And we have that. We have actual receipts of that. We have the women and the young women whose inboxes that he was in. But he says that April made a tweet, and now I've birthed and I'm a bed wench and I'm a divester, right? So it's a lot of slander. It's a lot of lies and blatant lies. And the difference is that I'm not just on Twitter, right? The work product is here. And people, yesterday, last night, it was a lot of, April this, and then, this morning, hey, I think we should talk about it today, right? No, you should have thought about that before slandering and allowing people to blatantly lie on my name, because I'm not a Twitter character. I'm not, right? The only focus is reparations. Reparations work happens literally every day. Legislation is being written. People are being confronted in their city offices on a daily basis, right? And nothing that we are doing is being discussed on Twitter. We're not talking about what are you going to do now? What are you going to do next? We ain't doing none of that dumb shit because we're playing chess, right? We've already thought about the next shit, the shit that we're going to be doing for the next 2 years up until 2024 to the national election, right? Like literally. And no, we're not in Twitter spaces telling people what our next moves is, right? Because just having basic conversation about delineation has turned into people saying that people want clout and people want this. And now we have all these people are saying there's a beef. Ain't no beef. Y'all don't know what beef is. Beef is your mama can't come outside.
She's
right?
drunk because April does this often. April gets on Twitter Spaces drunk. So April is drunk right now. So you know, if you want to know why she's kind of just like rambling, that's because April is drunk. Just wanted you guys to know that.
Your kids is not safe in the school. Y'all don't know nothing about beef. Y'all talking about Twitter spaces and y'all not being able to be around everybody all of the time because you come around acting like a real weirdo. And now people say, yo, dude, we don't really even want you around us. And now you upset and in your feelings. And now everybody, you literally went on peep somebody's stage the night and said, y'all need to pick a side. That's what Afro said. He also allows immigrants and tethers to be disrespectful to Black Americans, to foundational Black Americans.
Now, as far as the pick a side thing, I did say that. Because that was after TBA made it clear. After TBA made it clear what B1 means, and then Secure the Tribe went on a campaign to disrespect TBA, talking about, look at this, boy bye equals B1 bye. Okay, so they slandering B1, they slander TBA, they bringing up a whole bunch of ADOS talking points. Oh, he don't show his face, he's a coward. They was doing all of this. So the next day, I jump on the Twitter space, because I knew Jason was going to have another one. I jumped on the Twitter space. I'm all like, hey, because one of the Twitter spaces was named, what is the Secure the Tribe and B1 misunderstanding? And I came in there, I'm all like, hey, dude, hey, we not going to be playing these misunderstanding games. I hate when people do that. When there's a right and a wrong, and you want to kind of straddle the fence, and you want to be all like, well, maybe it's a misunderstanding. When you frame something as a misunderstanding, then you're putting the blame equally on both sides. You're either putting the blame equally on both sides, or you're saying nobody is really in the wrong. It's just a misunderstanding. That's kind of what you're doing. Nobody's really in the wrong. It's a misunderstanding. I'm like, no, it's somebody who is in the wrong. Secure the Tribe is in the wrong. We, B1, we were in the right. We were telling them for months. They knew what it meant. Listen. Notice how Booby switches back and forth between we thought B1 meant Black America first, and then he says we never used B1 like that, no way. Well, if B1 meant Black America first, then okay. So when you wanted to use B1, it meant Black America, but when we said it wasn't, you say, okay, well, we're not using it. Booby was switching back and forth for months. And we've been saying that. And I don't like these people who still want to kiss ass to Secure the Tribe. And I'm all like, y'all literally saw them disrespect TBA for the all night long. They were disrespecting TBO prior to the space he hosted and after the space he hosted. Now y'all trying to be in the middle. There is no middle. Y'all either on the side of B1 and TBA, or you're on the side of Secure the Tribe. But don't be trying to, well, I like you and I like you, and I just think that everybody needs to shake hands and get along. No, we're not on that. I don't like that, because that implies that Secure the Tribe doesn't need to apologize. All of you damn Secure the Tribe groupies are cowards. Y'all are pathetic cowards. Why don't y'all ever go to Secure the Tribe and say, hey, y'all was wrong. Y'all should go to Jason and apologize. Y'all should go to Jason and say I was wrong. And y'all should go to Afro and Nino and Rich and everybody else and say y'all was wrong. Why don't y'all do that? But y'all want to, well, please don't unfollow me. I just want to, because I just wasn't there. I just went there. Jason had a space for 4 hours and I just missed the whole thing. And I missed everything you guys said about him. So that's why I said y'all got to pick a side, because I'm not about to be riding with some people who don't have the damn integrity to at least take a stance. But you see how she tried to snitch on me because she drunk and she mad at me.
can't come outside, right? Your kids is not safe in the school. Y'all don't know nothing about beef. Y'all talking about Twitter Spaces and y'all not being able to be around everybody all of the time because you come around acting like a real weirdo. And now people say, yo, dude, we don't really even want you around us. And now you upset and in your feelings. And now everybody, you literally went on peep somebody's stage the night and said, y'all need to pick a side. That's what Afro said. He also allows immigrants and tethers to be disrespectful to Black Americans, to foundational Black Americans, and especially our Black women, right? One of his tether friends called KD a hood rat and a roach. And I know for a fact that my
why was my name, the first name out of your mouth? I'm really trying to find out what's going on.
Well, the reason I did that is because obviously we had an issue. Secure the Tribe and this section of Twitter had an issue with you guys, and it so happens to be that the issue was addressed with your Twitter space and with our Twitter space. And here you are in our Twitter space again. I'm not saying this issue. Hold up. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm not saying it's an issue for you to be here, but this Twitter space had nothing to do with Secure the Tribe. This Twitter space is about the Africans who just held a Twitter space with Afro Elite. This is what we're here addressing. But go ahead.
Respectfully, I know how to read and comprehend, sir. So I never came.
Okay, so these hood rats. This is what they're here for. They're just here to argue. Like, this is what they're here for. They're just here to argue. They're just here to.
Man, first and foremost, brother, I've been rocking with you since 2015, man. I called this here Ism Radio Show and admitted that I.
Good sisters.
That's not true.
It. You literally went on peep somebody's stage the night and said, y'all need to pick a side. That's what Afro said. He also allows immigrants and tethers
She sounds like a snitch. I'm gonna do better with that. She sounds like a snitch. You heard what damn, I'm sleepy as hell. I'm so sleepy. I'm about to crash after this. You heard what Rich said. You heard it loud and clear what Rich said. And now look at how she's gonna blow it up. She sounds like a snitch telling on a sibling to the parent. You guys need to pick a side. That's what Afro said. Really? Now look at how extra she's making this.
to be disrespectful to Black Americans, to foundational Black Americans, and especially our Black women, right? One of his tether friends called KD a hood rat and a roach. And I know for a fact that my good sisters,
that's not true.
Where did you guys hear the word roach? Did he say she's a hood rat roach? Like all the extra she's put, she's talking so dramatically. She's a hood rat, a roach, and a roach and a hood rat, and really? Oh, she's trying to snitch on me so hard, like Tariq is gonna flip out on me. That's what she's trying to get Tariq to do.
Definitely did, right? Because we keep receipts.
Hold on, April. Let me get Afro. He's here. Let me have him speak on that and defend himself from that accusation, brother Afro. Speak on that, brother.
Yes. Okay. So I'm FBA on both sides. I've been FBA all the way back before when we was doing the ADOS thing. I fully agreed with Secure the Tribe when it came to reparations, when it came to doing your background checks. I was in the 30K space. I was in a lot of their spaces in the beginning. I was even in the spaces when they were talking about Saving Mason, Tennessee. I was the one who recorded the first space with Judge Joe Brown. And me and D. Tubman worked together to put that on YouTube. So shout out to D. Tubman about that.
Yeah.
Now, what she was talking about a space was a space that, first off, I wasn't hosting. It was a space with a Haitian brother who's B1, and this was after an argument between one of the members of Secure the Tribe, and she got up on stage and she was kind of she got up on stage hosted by Black Alpha, who was an FBA, and she like came there and she wanted problems. And she started arguing with Rich. And then he kicked her off and said, you know, you're acting like a hood rat. Now, I wasn't even at my phone at the time. And then they messaged me. I had a whole bunch of people message me like, how are you going to let him say that? How are you going to let him say that? I didn't even hear him say that till I played the space back. But when I played it back, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I can't say anything now. I had to play the space back. I talked to him. We got that settled, and that was that. The person that they're referring to doesn't go around saying anything about FBA. I've seen him put his own Haitian people on blast several times. I don't rock with any tethers. I've been talking about FBA. I got FBA in my bio. I've been on this FBA path from the very beginning when you coined the term after Yvette Carnell and Antonio started pivoting from what they were supposed to be doing. So they're trying to come up here and snitch on me and telling me none of that is true at all. I tried to come in their spaces and tell them what FBA means. FBA is our nationality, that's our ethnicity, that's our lineage. We sticking with FBA. But you know, we can have a B1 mentality at the same time. You don't have to have one or the other. They told me no. They said race does not exist. They told me that if you are not a foundational Black American, you can't be B1. If you're not a foundational Black American, you're not Black at all. Me and I've sent D Tubman clips about that, so she even knows about it. So they're lying on me, brother. They're lying on me. I've been rocking with. I even donated to the Kickstarter, brother. I've been rocking with you since day one, man.
Right. There you go, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for bringing your side and your input to the conversation.
Notice as I was speaking, he kicked he kicked April off. So Tariq knows who's the real one. He knows. There was one last thing I wanted to show you. And this shows how phony Secure the Tribe is. And Secure the Tribe, they're still making spaces. They're probably making a space right now. I can't really say too much because I'm on YouTube, so I can't really say too much. Let me see. I'm going to put Booby. Oh, Booby, yep. Hold on. Let me, because I'm looking. I want to find when Booby lied to Tariq about what he said. Because Booby lied quite a few times. Booby was like, we never said that. And I just showed you the clip where he did. So let me find it. Let me find it real quick. Hold on. Is that it?
In a race war. And I'm depending.
That was somebody else. I swear y'all need to pick a side or I'm going to just pick it for you. Because Seer of Saturn, he came up on some plebiscite stuff. Where was Booby? Oh, look.
You don't have to have one or the other.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if it was this one. It might have been Jason's second one. Because Booby called into Jason's second one. But I'm just gonna kind of let that go. It's late. It is late. But they was disrespecting Jason and me and Nino was telling them what B1 means. From the very beginning, we were telling them what B1 means. B1 is Black first. That's global. That doesn't mean we're not FBA. That doesn't mean we're not going to put our legacy and our lineage first. We're going to get our reparations. We're going to fix home because this is the belly of the beast and when it comes to white supremacy anyway. So we're going to fight here first. We're going to prioritize ourselves. Every black person isn't B1, but the ones who are, we rock with them. We've been saying that for months, all the way back when I made that space, Are Black People Too Emotional, when Immortal Melanin popped off and then Booby jumped in. So they knew what B1 means, and now they're trying to say, oh, well, we just didn't know. We just didn't know. We've been telling them what B1 means, so they've been lying the whole time. They've been a messy crowd of circle-jerking friends who never really got anything accomplished. Don't let them take too much credit for the Save Mason, Tennessee thing either, to be honest. Don't let them take too much credit for that, because I'm digging into that, and like I said, I've donated to the Mason, Tennessee campaign. I was using the hashtag. I recorded the space with Judge Joe Brown. I was 100% a part of that movement. But I started to know some funny style stuff that was going on. Now, I'm not going to accuse anybody of scamming. I'm not going to do that yet. But there is some funny style stuff going on. I'm like, I don't know. Is Mason, Tennessee saved? Because this was all the way back in February. This was months ago. Is it saved now? Because when the campaign first came up, y'all made it seem like y'all literally had 3 days to make the money. And now months later, now it's going to get written in a check form? Okay. So, okay. All right. Okay, don't let them take too much credit for that. Don't let them take too much credit for that. And y'all need to, damn, that's my alarm. This is around the time I get up. Well, damn. Don't let them, because like I told you, when it comes to, and I'm not trying to discredit anybody's work, but when it comes to GoFundMes, you cannot finesse a GoFundMe. They will shut it down. You can't do that. You can't say, I'm going to make a GoFundMe for this reason, and then I'm going to change the GoFundMe's purpose after the fact. Okay? Notice KD had her name. She took all the credit when the GoFundMe started, and then when the GoFundMe was kind of going left, then she made it Black Americans, as if Black Americans came up with it. But she wants the full credit, okay? It was all the credit in the beginning, but then when she saw the credit was going left, now I hear she's wrapped up the GoFundMe with $17K, which wasn't the targeted goal. She stopped short of the goal after Jason had made a comment about it, because Jason had made a comment in his space about the thing, and he was all like, okay, he didn't say it too much, but he was all like, y'all kind of getting finessed. He implied that y'all was getting finessed. Then all of a sudden, Katie wraps up the GoFundMe and says that the GoFundMe, she's going to, I guess, deposit it in her account and then write a check and then send that check to the mayor. And then we're just supposed to trust that the mayor is going to use the money to pay off the debt, even though Judge Joe Brown told us that we shouldn't be giving the mayor any money to pay off the debt. And we don't even really know the mayor like that. So we're supposed to trust that the $17K that we all gave, because I gave money. I can show you that I gave money, even though it's anonymous. I can show you because it will give you the receipts. It will thank you on the receipts in your email. So I got that email. So I get this morning, I got that email. So I'm like, okay. Or this afternoon, I got that email. So I donated. So the money that we donated to Save Mason, Tennessee, all the way back in February, that we thought was a very, very urgent situation, took months. They never stopped the GoFundMe. If you ask a question about the GoFundMe, then you were off code to even ask the question about where your money was going. Not donating was off code, but asking where the donations are going is also off code. So just blindly donate. And at first I was a part, but then after Judge Joe Brown said what he said, and I even had to play it back a couple times, like, okay, well, let's stop this GoFundMe thing, because clearly this is not the move. But they kept going. And I was all like, oh, okay, all right then, let me remove my name from this. Because whatever y'all want, I don't want to be tied to, so people feeling finessed, they be like, well, Afro Elite did tell me to donate. I don't want y'all to feel like that. And I was like, oh, okay, let me just back up. Even I stopped. I donated multiple times. Even I stopped donating. I'm like, okay, all right, that shit. Excuse me. Then they stop and they get on anybody who asks them questions. Anybody who asks them any questions about it, okay? They made 17K, which was short of the goal. All of these things are questionable, and I'm not even suspecting that anybody had the intention of finessing, but I'm just saying these things are really not adding up. So now the money to save Mason, Tennessee is going to go to your personal account. All of the money we donated for Mason is going to go to your personal account, and we're supposed to trust you that you write all of the money out on a check to send to the mayor, and then we're just supposed to trust that the mayor is going to do right with the money. It's a lot of trust for people we don't really know. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm looking into the situation. I'm looking into that. And all I'm going to say is don't let them, because that's their name to fame. We save Mason. We save Mason. Oh, listen, according to Secure the Tribe, they will literally be so dramatic. They will make it seem like they are the Avengers. And it was like an alien invasion of Mason, Tennessee. And they defeated the alien invasion of Mason, Tennessee. Okay? The alien invasion, they made it seem like, this is how dramatic they are. They will make it seem, if you listen long enough, they will make it seem like Mason, Tennessee was being invaded by Rich and his Haitian army, and me and Nino was helping Rich invade Mason. They will blame, listen long enough, and they're starting to blame Mason, Tennessee on me. They've already said I work with the FBI, which I don't. But they will blame Mason, Tennessee. They be all like, you know what? It was really Afro. Afro was there the whole time. I think it was really Afro who set that up. Afro's to blame for the Mason, Tennessee. They'll blame me for Mason, Tennessee. They'll say, see, Afro's working with those tethers. And the tethers was trying to take the FBA town of Mason, Tennessee away. So it was Afro and Nino who was working with Rich the whole time. Let them tell it. Let them tell it. And they came to save Mason, Tennessee single-handedly. Let them tell it. So, okay. But all I'm going to say is, don't let them take credit that they don't deserve. Do not let them do that. Because if anything, even if everything, she gives the money 100%, and I'm not saying she's a finesser. I'm not saying she's a scammer. Let's say she does everything she's supposed to, and the mayor does everything they're supposed to. That's not a W for Secure the Tribe. That should be a W for the entire conscious Black community. Because we all were a part of that. We all donated. We all shared. We all were in the mix. We all contributed to everything. Everybody did, whether you was a part of Secure the Tribe or not. They're trying to make it seem like Secure the Tribe deserves all of the credit. Tariq was the one who really put the story out there in the first place. KD even said that. She said she learned about it from Tariq. So don't let them take that credit for that. Don't let them take that. So, but I got to get out of here. Now, we are having a sale. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys the website. I need to put the website on Twitter. That's what I need to do. What is wrong with me? What am I thinking? I don't know why I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that today. Why am I going at Twitter? What is wrong? I need to sleep. Lord have mercy. Hold on. I want to show you guys the website because we got some new designs, and I'm going to do a shout out. I'm going to do a shout out thing later in a whole nother video. But I want to show you guys some of the designs that we have now. Okay. Now look, okay. 2 more days. We got 2 more days for 20% off. Okay, this isn't going to be the only sale we have this year. Let me show you guys the screen. This isn't going to be the only. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me show y'all. I got it up on another tab. All right, there y'all go. Can y'all see it now? Let me make it bigger. All right. So this is, and the link is in the bio. The link is in the bio too. I mean, in the description. So these are some of the new designs. You know, everything is 20% off. Of course, you have the original designs out here. A lot of people are liking the Dr. King shirt. A lot of people are liking that because they're talking about getting a check. A lot of people like that. A lot of people like the Malcolm X shirt. That's not even the only one. These are new ones. I still have another new one talking about Black family. I got to put that one up today. So I got that one out. You know, got some new symbols, got some stuff for the ladies out here. You know, the B1 stuff. All of this stuff's going on. Hoodies, shirts, cups. You know, I just got what's that thing called? Like a duffel bag, book bags, stuff like teddy bears, stuffed animals and all that. So I want you just to see, you know, how this would look. Let's change the color on it, right? And you can see that's a very nice design. That's a very nice shirt. Okay. So we got stuff for the ladies out here, stuff for our sisters out here. Now you go to work with this mug, everybody gonna be asking where you got that from. Go to work with that. Everybody be like, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" Yep, you know. So I got some new stuff coming out. I got some new stuff coming out still, but you know it is what it is. This is the thing on my Twitter. People ask me where I got that from. I don't know why they got it in pink like that. But look, I had that on at the gym the other day. It was great working out, you know. Great working out in that shirt. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. So click that, family, when you guys get a chance. Subscribe. Subscribe. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Please leave a like before you go because that definitely helps the channel out. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We can definitely do that. We're almost there. We're right there almost, pretty much. We only need a couple hundred more and we got it. Also, follow me on my social media. The links are in the description below too. The links right here, Afro Elite on Instagram and the Afro Elite on Twitter. So you guys definitely want to do that. Until then, I would say good night, family, but good morning, family. Wherever you are, it's a morning time. It's morning right here. I see the sunlight coming through the window. So it's morning right here. So good morning, family. You guys have a good rest of your day. Also, too, later on today, me and our brother Torian from the Torian Rain Reloaded channel, we're going to be going live later on, early this evening, like late afternoon, early evening, which is going to be like 5 o'clock my time. So in another 12 hours, I'm going to be right back here with our brother, well, not on my channel, on his channel. So go subscribe to our brother Torian Rain's channel, and you're going to see me there as well, too. Stick around for other interviews. I got other, interviews and different content coming out. Now that we can put this Secure the Tribe thing to bed, now that we can put this to rest, we can be done with this, done with them. Jason and Tariq both had to come out and explain what B1 means. They lost all their credibility. Now, as certified Black society, as our brother Black Alpha would say, we can move past this. We can move past this and we can talk about other things that progress the Black community. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody in here. Y'all stayed in here all night long. I love you guys. I love you, family. I appreciate everybody. I see our brother Tim is in here. The Black Nuremberg is in here. Don is in there. Our sister Lataji is in here. Salute to the mods. We had our brother Nino, our sister Nikki, our sister Tia. We had our brother Black Lightning was in here. Brother Samuel was in here. Kevin was in here. I'm not sure if was in there. Deborah, shout out to you. I'm not gonna be able to go up all the way to the top, but shout out to every single last one of you guys. You guys know who you are. You guys know who you are. I appreciate you guys. You guys you go to our brother Torian Rain Reloaders channel so you guys can catch me there live, because me and him are going to be talking about a number of different subjects, number of different things. So check me out there. Check out too, because I'm going to make that Sunny beat. That Sunny beat, the remix Sunny beat. That's all, folks. That's coming up soon. So y'all going to have a summer jam with the Sunny beat. I think I'm going to name that Summer Jam Sunny beat.